Chapter 507. Late June was leading a small team. It took him a lot of time to destroy the enemy's stronghold. At the same time, he lost a lot of elite subordinates. After the mission was completed, Lei Jun had nothing to worry about. This was the request of the higher-ups. As for the loss of masters, it was a common thing on the alien front. I don't know if the hero of Mu clan has succeeded. Don't fail like last time. Lei Jun was going to deal with Lin Fei himself. Last time, he was seriously injured by Lin Fei's divine sense. It took him 7 days to repair it. Different from the body, divine sense was very difficult to repair and took a lot of effort. Even so, it took him 7 days. Lei Jun hated Lin Fei, but he was still injured by a young man. Anyone who became a commander on the alien front would not put this kind of thing on his face. At the same time, he was embarrassed to face his old friends. If he couldn't deal with a little guy, what would they think of him? These days, Lei Jun had been suppressing a bellyful of anger and had always wanted to exterminate Lin Fei. In addition to this reason, he was very interested in getting the secret skill of divine sense on Lin Fei. A tribulation individual immortal was very powerful in the Xiantian continent. But Lei Jun was not satisfied. The heavenly tribulation, once 100 years, was also a big problem. Lei Jun would not miss a way to improve his strength. After suffering a loss in the hands of Lin Fei, Lei Jun thought about this secret skill. If he could learn this skill, it would definitely play a great role and improve his strength. However, Lei Jun didn't think it was necessary to deal with Lin Fei personally. Later, his old friends informed him that the hero of Mu clan would do it. Lei Jun arranged for them to be together. Later, his old friends informed him that the hero of Mu clan would do it. But now he couldn't see Lin Fei's shadow. He couldn't help but wonder if 4 individual immortals couldn't deal with Lin Fei. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Lei Jun was going to see what the hero of Mu clan was doing. Why couldn't he deal with Lin Fei? They were a group of trash. It was better to do it himself. He's back. Lei Jun noticed that the hero of Mu clan was back. When he saw the hero of Mu clan coming back alone, he couldn't help but wonder if something had gone wrong. Commander Lei, we didn't disappoint you. We succeeded. The hero of Mu clan, played by Lin Fei, flew up. After carefully checking with his divine awareness, Lei Jun confirmed that the other party was undoubtedly a hero of the Mu family. But he still said with a straight face, "What's wrong with you? It's just Lin Fei. Can't the 4 of you kill him? This guy really wants to kill me." Lin Fei sneered in his heart. He knew it would be like this. If Lei Jun didn't have any tricks inside, the sun could rise from the west. We failed, miserably. Sorrow and the others are all dead. Lin Fei cried. That Lin Fei was very sinister. He self-detonated before dying and dragged us down with him. I used a profound heaven spirit treasure to come back alive. That brat Lin Fei was very strong, but not to this extent. For loose immortals, even if they used medicinal pills, it was impossible for 3 of them to die. If he made a move, wouldn't that be? Lin Fei had been waiting for this opportunity. With his true strength, it would be easy for him to kill the other party. However, this was a hero of the Mu clan, and his strength was inferior to the other parties. If he killed him easily, it would definitely arouse suspicion. Since he didn't want to be suspected, he could only use this method of assassination. Spiritual sustenance. He used his full strength, but he still couldn't hypnotize the other party last time. This time he finally affected the Thunder Army and broke through the lightning blockade. Great Slicer! Lin Fei was pretending to be a hero of the Mu clan. Of course, he had to use the great slicing technique. Otherwise, how could he arouse suspicion? This attack came without any warning, and Ray was immediately caught unprepared. The lightning was torn apart, and a huge wound was left on his body, blood flowing out. The subordinates who were cleaning the cave outside were all stunned by the Mu clan's hero's actions. They couldn't figure out what was going on. Hero of the Mu clan, what are you doing? The Thunder Army was protected by lightning and sent the hero of the Mu family flying in anger. In order to snatch a divine sense secret technique, you caused the death of the Mu clan's sorrow and the Mu clan's gemming. I want to avenge them. Lin Fei acted as if he had killed his parents and cut off his wealth. His hands kept attacking, and from time to time, he would use the Great Slicer technique. Lei Jun obviously didn't know what was going on, but he didn't panic. He would capture the other party first, and when the time came, he would properly deal with the other party. Lightning hell! The scene instantly turned into a lightning hell. You dare to attack me! I'll make you die a horrible death. Lei Jun was injured, but the battle was still going on. He stepped forward, and a lightning dragon rushed over. God kill! No one noticed that Lin Fei was going all out with the God-slain technique. Lei Jun staggered, and his vision turned black. A person suddenly appeared in his mind. It's you. Lin Fei's Great Slicer technique slashed down, cutting off more than half of Lei Jun's body. The other party was bleeding profusely, and he quickly rushed in front of him. You can go and die now. No. Lin Fei's killing sword stabbed out, tearing apart the lightning protection and sending Lei Jun's head flying. Even his primordial spirit was instantly erased. Ha ha ha, I've finally taken revenge. The lightning hell disappeared, and Lin Fei rushed out with a maniacal smile on his face. He had taken his revenge. When those people saw Lei Jun's head, they were immediately dumbfounded and their faces turned pale. Commander Lei Jun was actually dead. Who can tell me what's going on? No one could believe that Lei Jun, a rogue immortal expert, had been killed by the Mu clan's hero. Then they quickly discovered that the Mu clan's hero's strength had fallen to the saint level, and before they could do anything, the other party had already left. This time, they should believe that Lei Jun was killed by the Mu clan's hero. The next headache will be the Mu clan's problem. Taking the head away, he was worried that someone would see through him. After killing Lei Jun, the power behind him would definitely not let the matter rest. The Mu Empire would have a headache. If the emperor died, the family would be furious, not to mention a rogue immortal expert who had become a commander. This was definitely a huge matter, and no one could think about it. What, Lei Jun is dead? When the news of Lei Jun's death spread, it immediately caused a huge shock. In particular, the one who killed Lei Jun was none other than the Mu clan's hero. This kind of bizarre thing made it hard for people to understand what was going on. The boss of the Blackstone Fortress immediately summoned the Mu clan Sorrow and the others, only to find that they had all disappeared. After a series of investigations, they came to a conclusion that the leaders of the Mu clan were all dead outside, and the only one alive was the Mu clan's hero. This time, everyone didn't know what to say. Lei Jun was a dignified rogue immortal. How could he be killed? This was not reliable. As the investigation went deeper, everyone seemed to understand one thing. Lei Jun coveted a divine sense secret technique, so he took advantage of the night attack to kill them. The divine sense secret technique was somehow killed by the Mu clan's hero, and no one knew where the Mu clan's hero got the forbidden medicine. This kind of investigation quickly led to all kinds of questions. Why did the Mu clan's hero and the others go out anonymously? Could it be that something big happened? The investigation team was not simple, and they soon found some clues. The Mu clan's hero and the others went out in disguise, seemingly to kill Lin Fei. At the same time, Lin Fei also returned. As soon as he came back from outside, Lin Fei was immediately taken away with injuries. After the investigation team's investigation, Lin Fei was a certain suspect. If such a thing happened, the higher-ups would not let it go if they didn't investigate it clearly. In Lin Fei's team, all 100 experts were dead, leaving only Lin Fei and the Mu clan's hero. Was there a necessary connection? If they could break the gap from Lin Fei, it seemed that they could understand what had happened at that time. Unfortunately, with the investigation of Lin Fei, things seemed to have gone wrong. According to Lin Fei, when they went to the outpost to carry out a mission, they encountered an outsider tribe loose immortal who attacked them. They were unable to defend against him, and none of them managed to survive. As for Lin Fei himself, he encountered an expert from the human race, and he easily killed him. As for what happened after that, Lin Fei was unclear. Naturally, the investigation team didn't believe it. However, through the investigation, many people confirmed that there was indeed a human clan master outside the battlefront. He was very strong, and it seemed reasonable for him to kill an alien clan master. With this evidence, they still suspected that Lin Fei was a suspect. They found a rogue immortal soul master and hypnotized Lin Fei to ask for the truth. The result was still the same. Everything could stand up to scrutiny. This matter was very confusing. What was going on between Lei Jun and the Mu clan's hero? In the end, it was determined to be a vendetta. Lin Fei, your luck is really good. You even encountered such a thing. Mad Lion seemed to understand something. Lin Fei said, "Look at your eyes. Don't tell me you really think that I killed him. I have to have the ability to do so." Fortunately, that happened, otherwise it would be really troublesome. Mad Lion did have doubts. Things seemed to have happened too coincidentally, but everything could stand up to scrutiny. Mad Lion was in a dilemma. What was this? Hearing Lin Fei say this, he didn't continue to ask. "I still have to congratulate you. At least no one will deal with you." Mad Lion raised his wine cup. "Yes, I'm temporarily safe." Lin Fei really wanted to say that there was still a leader of the Saber sect. This time, the alien clan stronghold was damaged. It will affect the overall plan. The battle shouldn't last long. Mad Lion also agreed. "I feel that even the heavens are helping you. You can leave easily and become a member of the Saint Hall. In the future, you can take care of me." The Saint Hall had great influence on the continent because of their special characteristics. "No problem." Lin Fei raised his wine cup. Some people were happy while others were sad. Domineering Saber was in a bad mood. His thick eyebrows were emitting a cold intent. The cold Saber intent seemed like it could kill at any moment. Useless. A bunch of useless people. A few people knelt on the ground, trembling uneasily. Chapter 508. P.S. Congratulations to Luo Yuxuan for becoming the first Alliance Master of this book. I can finally proudly say that I have an Alliance Master. In order to kill Lin Fei, the genius, Ba Dao had spent 400 million quintessence crystals to buy a forbidden medicine. Who would have thought that they would be useless? Losing money was secondary. What was more important was how the sect would look at him. Was he a good-for-nothing? Ba Dao really wanted to slap Mu clan's hero to death. "What are you doing, you idiot? How can you kill Lei Jun? Aren't you just finding trouble for yourself? I have to explain this matter. Otherwise, senior brother will get angry again." Ba Dao was a commander and had a lot of power. However, he wasn't the strongest here. The strongest was a senior brother, one of the true upper echelons of the non-humans. This time, in order to deal with Lin Fei, he specially asked his senior brother to name Lin Fei. He didn't expect that such a thing would happen. Ba Dao felt like his heart was dead. Ba Dao didn't believe that Mu clan's hero could kill Lei Jun. If such a thing really happened, Ba Dao suspected that he would be killed by his subordinates, creating trouble out of nothing. However, no matter how Ba Dao thought about it, the matter was reasonable. It proved that Lin Fei wasn't lying. A scattered celestial spirit expert hypnotized Lin Fei to prove his innocence. Ba Dao knew this scattered celestial spirit expert. He was good at hypnosis. Lin Fei's hypnosis ability was very strong, but he couldn't stop this scattered celestial. Everything proved that Lin Fei was a lucky kid who had managed to escape danger time and time again. Ba Dao was very unhappy, very unhappy. He left his residence with a stomach full of depression and went straight to his senior brother's residence. Ba Dao admired his senior brother. Ba Dao prostrated himself in admiration, but when they entered a huge mansion, he restrained himself. Martial arts field. A gray-robed man sat in the middle. A bright, starry sky was simulated above. No matter how one looked at it, there was no one in the martial arts field. It blended into the starry sky. The spiritual object had reached a very high level. "Junior brother, you are here." The moment Ba Dao entered, he found himself in the middle of a starry sky. A gray-robed man walked over. His face was as calm as a bottomless well. "Senior brother, I've disappointed you." Ba Dao lowered his head. "Do you know what you did wrong?" The gray-robed man asked with a pleasant expression. Where did he go wrong? Ba Dao had never thought about where he had made a mistake. "I must have made a mistake in using people." Ba Dao thought for a moment and found an excuse for himself. Apart from this reason, he really couldn't think of a second one. The gray-robed man shook his head. "Anything else?" Ba Dao shook his head. He couldn't think of anything. "Let me tell you, you made a mistake by underestimating your enemy." The gray-robed man said, "Your enemy is no ordinary enemy. He is a sword genius, a monstrous disciple. You can't use ordinary methods to deal with him." "Ah, could it be that Hero Mu and the others all died at the hands of Lin Fei?" Ba Dao was shocked. "How is that possible? Maybe it's possible, maybe it's an accident." The gray-robed man said, "The higher-ups are already angry. You have to keep a low profile. As for Lin Fei, leave him to Senior Brother St. Hall." Ba Dao's expression darkened. He said helplessly, "I know." "Don't look so unhappy." The gray-robed man said, "Lin Fei will leave soon and join St. Hall. You can't do anything as you please. Only St. Hall disciples can do anything. Moreover, Lin Fei is in the limelight. St. Hall's people won't let Lin Fei have an easy time. At least there's no need to restrict him." Ba Dao understood that in the alien battlefront, you could secretly deal with someone, and the higher-ups could ignore it. However, if you did something openly, it would be tantamount to breaking the rules. Therefore, it wasn't easy to kill someone. That brat Lin Fei is lucky. After Ba Dao left, the gray-robed man once again merged into the starry sky. He said in a voice that only he could hear, "A tall tree attracts the wind." The attack of the non-human kind was as he had guessed. As the stronghold was destroyed, they lost a large number of support beasts. Half a month later, the alien invasion ended, leaving behind a large number of corpses. This situation lasted for thousands of years. No one knew what was behind this attack. A month later, the experiential training officially ended. "It's finally over. I didn't expect so many people to die this time." When the St. Hall landed, the disciples finally heaved a sigh of relief. In a short year, so many people came, but less than half returned. It was a bloody and cruel selection. On the battleship, Gao Difu said emotionally, "In a year, this fellow had advanced from sage to Emperor Realm primary stage. This was something that no one dared to imagine. After experiencing life and death battles, his combat experience was also very rich. It feels like a year has passed by so quickly." Lin Fei sighed. In a year of experiential training, the one who benefited the most was undoubtedly Lin Fei. Firstly, his divine sense had strengthened, reaching heaven immortal level. Many people were envious of him. Secondly, his strength had increased. He didn't have to worry about facing first or second tribulation loose immortals. Do you know what tests there are after returning to St. Hall? After returning to the cabin, Lin Fei asked Gao Difu. "There's also a ranking competition. We are just a batch of disciples here. There are many experts elsewhere. After returning to St. Hall, there will be a ranking competition. From then on, we will be able to obtain resources from St. Hall." Lin Fei wasn't interested in the ranking competition. With his current strength, there was nothing to worry about. Ranking competition? What's the use of it? "Big Brother Lin, this is very important. Us St. Hall disciples are in charge of protecting the various regions. If we want a good region, we must have a good ranking, Zhang Yong explained. There's such a thing? Lin Fei was surprised. Is this necessary? Apart from becoming a member of St. Hall, they would not leave the sect. The duty of St. Hall disciples was to enforce the law and patrol the various dynasties. Big Brother Lin, if you want to patrol a good dynasty, you must have a good ranking. Ranking represents strength. If you don't have enough strength, you will only patrol a small or medium dynasty. Lin Fei's heart stirred. Are there also small dynasties? As long as it's a dynasty, there are all of them. It's just that you guys don't know. If there's nothing big, they rarely show up. Gao Difu said. Lin Fei was indeed very surprised. Suddenly, a figure appeared in his mind. It's been so many years. It's time to look for her. At least let me reverse push once. Lin Fei thought to himself. Back then, he was not as strong as the other party. 10 years had passed, and he was no longer that powerless person. What kind of ranking does a place like Tenjin Temple need? Lin Fei asked. Tenjin Temple, I think it's a super dynasty. It should be within the top 50 before the ranking competition. Gao Difu thought for a while. Big Brother Lin, you can't be thinking of going to a super dynasty, right? Lin Fei chuckled. Will I be able to choose freely if I enter the top 50? That's hard to say. It's best if you're in the top 30 and can choose whichever dynasty you want. If you're in the top 10, you can choose whichever dynasty you want. Lin Fei had a rough idea. I just don't know. Is the dynasty where Tenjin Temple is located now an empire or a dynasty? Gao Difu was a tactful person. When he heard Lin Fei ask such a question, his heart stirred. He took the initiative to ask, Big Brother Lin, if you want to go to Tenjin Temple, you must be in the top 10 of the ranking competition. Empire or dynasty? Gao Difu nodded. 5 years ago, Tenjin Temple's influence became an empire. Tenjin Temple also became the empire's biggest influence and was honored by the empire as the Holy Palace. Lin Fei couldn't help but smile bitterly. It was as if he was getting what he wanted. Fortunately, I improved my strength quickly. Otherwise, the ranking competition would be troublesome. I wonder how powerful Tenjin Temple is after becoming the Holy Palace. Lin Fei thought to himself. By the way, do you know the specific situation of Tenjin Temple? For example, what's the current strength of the strongest person? Since he started asking, Lin Fei didn't hide it. He might as well ask clearly so that he could be mentally prepared in case of accidents. Gao Difu looked like he was in danger. It's hard to say. Tenjin Temple has many masters, and it's between 2nd grade and 1st grade sections. This was 5 years ago. I don't know now. It's said that the strength of the strongest person seems to have reached 8 tribulation bodiless immortal. 8 tribulation bodiless immortal? That's ridiculous. 2 tribulation bodiless immortals were terrifying enough. Bodiless immortals were strong because of their immortal power. Powerful bodiless immortals had immortal weapons that they could activate with immortal power. They were invincible among those of the same level. With such a master in Tenjin Temple, Lin Fei didn't dare to act rashly unless he was given enough time to become a celestial immortal. A reasonable identity seemed to be very necessary. However, Tenjin Temple has very little information about this 8 tribulation bodiless immortal. Gao Difu added, the temple master of Tenjin Temple is a woman. It's said that she's a 6 tribulation bodiless immortal. Lin Fei was agitated again. F***CK, isn't this Tenjin Temple too strong? An 8 tribulation ancestor and a 6 tribulation temple master were extraordinarily strong. Lin Fei really didn't dare to recklessly go there. It seems that this time I have to get a good ranking in the ranking competition. Lin Fei thought to himself. With enough background, the Tenjin Temple won't dare to disrespect the Holy Hall. Lin Fei was glad that he decided to investigate on a whim. If he really went to the Tenjin Temple recklessly, it definitely wouldn't be a good thing. The journey was silent. Half a month later, the St. Hall ship entered an independent space. The headquarters of the Holy Hall was here. Numerous gigantic St. Hall ships were docked in the void, and a floating city stood before the eyes of the crowd. The huge city in the sky was millions of feet long. They couldn't see the end of it. It was majestic and looked like a work of the gods. Seeing this scene, the disciples of the Holy Hall all felt an inexplicable pressure. The Holy Hall lived up to its name. Just looking at the magnificent buildings was enough to show the Holy Hall's style on the continent. Chapter 509. What a magnificent St. Hall! Lin Fei said sincerely, no wonder it's a top force. Although he didn't get off the St. Hall, Lin Fei could feel the holy aura from the city in the sky with his powerful divine sense. There are so many powerful warriors here. The powerful auras were shining like the sun in the night. He might not have been able to sense them before, but now that his divine sense had reached the sky immortal level, he could sense all the powerful auras. There were many powerful warriors in the alien race's battlefield, but they were not as powerful as the St. Hall. Brother Lin, do you see the battleships parked up there? They are also our competitors this time. Gao Difus said to Lin Fei. Even without scanning the area with his divine sense, he could easily sense the powerful auras on the St. Halls. They were too close. There are so many powerful warriors. They must have gathered from all over the continent. Lin Fei didn't dare to look down on the world's heroes. Who could guarantee that no one would be so lucky that they could get whatever they wanted? Lin Fei himself was not a monstrous genius. His strength had stagnated for 5 years, and this could be seen from this. Geniuses? Lin Fei knew this better than anyone else. Outsiders just didn't know. On the Xiantian continent, the real geniuses were the most terrifying. He hadn't met them before, but now that he was in the St. Hall, it was a different story. The ranking competition this time should be a little difficult. Tap, 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 the warrior in white strode forward and faced everyone. Congratulations! After a year of life and death training, you have passed the test. From now on, you are a member of the St. Hall. When the St. Hall first arrived, the cabin was filled with disciples. Now, only 3 or 4 out of 10 were left. The rest had died in the life and death training. Those who survived the life and death training were the true elites of the St. Hall. Only through the test of blood and fire could one prove one's strength. The disciples in the cabin were excited. They had paid a huge price for a year of life and death training, and now it was time to reap the rewards. You will have 10 days of rest. After 10 days, the ranking competition will begin. You can go down now and enjoy your life. By the way, St. Hall is a place where strength is important. I wish you good luck. Beams of white light descended from the sanctum. On the huge plaza, the disciples who were training were covered in dust. Damn, this is how the Templar arranges things? Standing in the square, Lin Fei was speechless. That's how the sanctuary is. You have to depend on yourself. Gao Difu smiled and said, I know a little about the St. Hall. We're going to find a place to stay and have a good night's sleep. Training on the front lines of the outsiders was quite stressful. Wanting to sleep soundly was a luxury. My mouth is also bland. Why don't we find a place to have a meal? I heard that there are countless delicacies in the St. Hall. Zhang Yong wanted to have a taste of his food. Hearing that, Lin Fei also wanted to have a taste. St. Palace Newcomer's Handbook. 100,000 Jin, Yuan crystals. St. Palace's map. 500,000 Jin, Yuan crystals. I guarantee that you won't have a bad sense of direction. Professional guide. 1 million Zhen Yuan crystals to tour the entire St. Hall. This is the only chance. Fellow newcomers, do not miss this chance. The plaza was filled with people, selling all sorts of things for St. Hall newcomers. Looking at their attitude, it seemed like they had no choice but to buy. Lin Fei bought a St. Hall's handbook and flipped through it. There were only a few sentences, and he knew that he had been scammed. The members here have all become old foxes. They specialize in scamming newcomers. Even if they know that they have been scammed, they still dare to cause trouble for them. The Saint Hall was huge. They found an inn that looked good, and after arranging their accommodation, they went downstairs again. The things in Saint Hall are really not cheap. The three of them booked 3 rooms, and it would cost them 1,000,000 yuan crystals for one night. They were being slaughtered like pigs. But even if they knew this, there was nothing they could say. Any random disciple of the Templar Church was rich beyond belief. Bring us your best dishes. They chose a table near the window. Gao Difu clapped his hands and called the waiter to bring up a table of delicacies. Our best delicacies cost 10,000,000 yuan crystals for one table. Would you like to serve? The waiter was also an experienced guy, so he reported the price first. Gao Difu was not happy. If I ask you to serve, then serve. It's not like we can't afford 10,000,000 yuan crystals. The waiter smiled. 3 guests, please wait for a moment. Lin Fei clicked his tongue. This place was not cheap. A meal cost 10,000,000 yuan crystals. Only the elite disciples of St. Hall could afford it. Sitting near the window, they drank tea and chatted. Very soon, a table of delicacies was brought up. The fragrance of the red and green dishes unknowingly increased one's appetite. The waiter didn't leave. What kind of wine do the 3 of you need? We have a total of 3 grades of wine. The cheapest is the human-grade wine, which costs 5,000,000 true essence crystals. The earth-grade wine costs 30,000,000 true essence crystals per jar, and the heaven-grade wine costs 100,000,000 true essence crystals per jar. Even with Gao Difu's wealth, he could not afford such extravagance. Normal people could not afford it. Look over there, a few more rookies are frightened. Someone at a table not far away saw this scene and started laughing. I guess they must be drinking the human-grade wine. Rookies only drink this grade of wine. Earth-grade wine, a few jars, and they will go bankrupt, risking their lives to fight in the arena. The people at that table were obviously old disciples of St. Hall. They all had mocking expressions as they ate and watched the show. Zhang Yong was furious, but Lin Fei stopped him with a glance. Try the heaven-grade wine worth 100,000,000. The waiter's eyes narrowed into a line. All right, I guarantee you will be satisfied. We have just arrived. Let's not have any conflicts with them for now. It's not worth it, Lin Fei said indifferently. With his status, he did not care about some mockery. Brother Lin is right. I am too hot-tempered. With a single sentence, Lin Fei offered 100,000,000 worth of heavenly grade wine. Immediately, everyone at the table was shocked. Then, a malicious smile appeared on their faces. Heaven-grade wine has arrived. The waiter brought up a jar of wine. 3, sirs. Please enjoy it slowly. I advise everyone this kind of heaven-grade wine should be drunk in small sips. Do not drink it all at once. After the waiter left, Gao Difu opened the lid, and a mellow fragrance wafted out, making one feel relaxed and happy. Their divine sense also unconsciously strengthened. Good stuff. Gao Difu took a deep breath, first pouring a cup for Lin Fei, then for Zhang Yong, and finally for himself. Lin Fei drank it all in one gulp, and a scorching heat rushed up, as if it wanted to burn his body. With a move of Jinyuan, it was refined, and an imperceptible power seeped into his body. It is indeed good stuff. Lin Fei opened his eyes, but Gao Difu and the others still kept their eyes closed, quietly refining the wine. No wonder it's worth 100,000,000 yuan crystals. After azure dragon body tempering reached great perfection, Lin Fei's physical body had reached a limit. A mere body tempering ability was not of much use, but it was quite beneficial to the 2 of them. Lin Fei wondered when he should bring some back. After the time it took to brew a cup of tea, the 2 opened their eyes. This wine is worth it. As the 2 refined it, they could feel even the tiniest changes. Unfortunately, this wine is too expensive. Otherwise, if I bought a few jars, I might be able to refine my physical body. For chi refiners, this kind of heaven-grade wine could refine their bodies, granting them a certain level of body-tempering ability. In times of danger, it might even be able to save their lives. A banquet worth 10 million followed by a wine worth over 100 million yuan crystals. Just one meal cost more than 100 million yuan crystals. Of course, the food was comfortable. Little Fool had learned that most of these delicacies were parts of mystical beasts. Moreover, these mystical beasts were exceptionally powerful. For example, one plate of mystical beast ears had the strength of a great perfection, mystique, venerable rank. It had thick skin and flesh and was not easy to deal with. Since we've eaten and drunk our fill, shall we go out and take a look? Gao Difu suggested. This was their first time here, so they needed to go out and familiarize themselves. After paying the bill, Lin Fei and the other two left the tavern and strolled along the bustling streets. Lin Fei felt that he had not been this relaxed in a long time. They had to be on guard against something at the foreign tribe's front line. Now that they had arrived at the Saint Hall, they could finally relax. The Saint Hall was very, very large. As they walked around, their horizons were broadened. The Saint Hall was indeed a different place from the rest. I just asked around. There's a barter street up ahead. Should we go take a look and exchange for some suitable items? The Saint Hall was different from the foreign tribe's front line. Their consumption of vital crystals was high, so they had to prepare vital crystals. After a year of life and death experiences, they had obtained many treasures that could be exchanged. Lin Fei did not refuse. He was interested as well. If possible, he wanted to exchange for some arcane spiritual treasures. Even if they were damaged or substandard, it did not matter too much. Hearing about bartering, Lin Fei wanted to take a look as well. Arcane spiritual treasures might be priceless elsewhere, but might not be the same in the Saint Hall. 5,000-year amethyst flower for any 5,000-year herb. Third-grade arcane armor for 300 million vital crystals. Low-grade arcane spiritual treasure for any auxiliary arcane spiritual treasure. When Lin Fei and the others walked in, they heard all sorts of voices echoing through the entire street. What a lively street! At a glance, it was filled with people huddled together in groups of 3 to 5. From time to time, happy voices could be heard. When Lin Fei saw the situation on the street, he immediately fell in love with it. Perhaps he could really obtain arcane spiritual treasure and raise the grade of his killing sword. This way, his killing sword art would be able to better complement his killing sword. You guys go ahead and exchange. Everyone will gather here. Chapter 510. Lin Fei walked around casually. The entire street was filled with people exchanging items. Those that he usually did not hear or see were almost all gathered in one place, exchanging large amounts of exotic beast corpses for arcane spiritual treasures. Damaged or damaged ones are fine. He found a random spot and set up a sign. Lin Fei's stall had become a part of the exotic beasts hunted by the foreign tribes. People came and went on the streets. The appearance of Lin Fei's stall quickly attracted the attention of others. Exotic beasts were priceless items. They were usually used in alchemy or to refine armor. They were indispensable. Lin Fei's request for a profound heaven spiritual treasure, coupled with the fact that it was damaged, confused everyone. This did not stop people from exchanging for exotic beasts. I'll trade for this. An inferior grade arcane spiritual treasure. I'll trade for 3 damaged innate spiritual treasures. I'll take this one. It had to be said that top forces like the Sanctuary were all very wealthy. They all came to buy exotic beast corpses. Outside of the foreign tribes, it was rare to encounter exotic beasts as refinement materials. Now that more than 20 of them had appeared at once, the crowd went crazy. In less than an hour, all the exotic beast corpses had been exchanged. Those who came late were not satisfied and tried to buy more from Lin Fei. In a place like the Sanctuary, Lin Fei would not sell all the exotic beast corpses. Thus he rejected them all, saying that he did not have any on him. 10 inferior grade arcane spiritual treasures and 23 damaged ones. I wonder if the killing sword can be upgraded. Lin Fei counted the arcane spiritual treasures. In less than an hour, Lin Fei had obtained many arcane spiritual treasures. He was satisfied. I wonder how Gao Difu and the others are doing. Lin Fei walked toward the meeting place, occasionally paying attention to the bartering items on the street. Why does that thing feel so familiar? Inadvertently, Lin Fei saw a golden item. It was faintly discernible, and he felt a sense of familiarity from it. He immediately strode over. Can I have a look at this? This stall belonged to an old man with mid-mystique, venerable rank strength. He exuded a deathly aura. Lin Fei knew that this person was reaching his limit and would not live for long. The old man looked up eagerly. Young man, feel free. There were many miscellaneous items in front of the stall. Lin Fei's eyes fell on the golden orb. He felt a sense of familiarity from it. Playing with the golden orb in his hand, Lin Fei's powerful divine consciousness took the opportunity to examine it. Little fellow, this golden sphere is a treasure our ancestor brought out from a dangerous, secret realm. Before our ancestor died, he said that this golden sphere had once released its divine might and killed a loose, immortal, demonic beast. The old man began to nag, as if he was trying to recall something. Gao Difu and the others did not come. Lin Fei was not in a hurry, so the two of them chatted. After chatting for a while, Lin Fei learned from the old man that his lifespan was approaching its end. For the sake of his granddaughter's future cultivation, he had taken out some of the items from the secret realm and sold them. Old mister, I quite like this golden ball. What do you want? After checking it with his divine consciousness, he did not find anything different. Lin Fei was certain that the golden orb was not an ordinary item. He decided to buy it first. 100 million primordial crystals. The old man stammered. Lin Fei frowned. That's a little expensive. 90 million primordial crystals is the lowest I can go. The old man gritted his teeth. If not for the fact that I'm reaching my limit, I won't sell this ancestral treasure. Forget it. 90 million it is. Lin Fei could be considered rich. 90 million primordial crystals was a drop in the ocean. Young man, good luck. Lin Fei chuckled and left with the golden orb. The old man at the stall next to him was dumbfounded. No way. Is this young man out of his mind, spending 90 million on something useless? Although their voices were soft, Lin Fei still heard them. He did not bother with them. How could they know about the good stuff? Once the secret was unraveled, it would be more than 90 million Zhen yuan crystals. 2 hours later, Gao Difu and the others returned with excited faces. It seemed that they had traded a lot of things. Look at your happy faces. What did you trade for? Gao Difu smiled. I traded for a profound sky spirit treasure and a lot of primordial crystals. I feel that the Saint Hall cannot survive without primordial crystals. Lin Fei agreed with this point. Zhang Yong and Gao Difu were about the same. On the way back to the inn, Lin Fei was still thinking while playing with the golden orb in his hand. Little Gao, what's wrong? While Lin Fei was thinking, Gao Difu stopped. Zhang Yong could not help but ask. At this time, Gao Difu's smile disappeared and was replaced by a throbbing anger. He stared at a group of young men not far away. The people on the other side also noticed it. On the St. Hall Street, everyone was an expert. All kinds of hostility fell on them. Divine consciousness could feel it. Isn't this the illegitimate son, Gao Difu? The person who came was startled and could not help but laugh. With an arrogant aura, he appeared not far away. I thought you were going to die in the life and death experience. Heaven is really unfair. Why didn't it take you away? Gao Ming, have you said enough? Gao Difu said angrily I didn't die. Are you very unhappy? Gao Ming, who is this person? The people who came with him could not help but ask. Gao Ming said, he is an illegitimate son of my family. His mother is a lowly maid. Before he finished, he was immediately interrupted by Gao Difu. Gao Ming, you can insult me, but you can't insult my mother. I said that one day I will make the Gao family regret killing my mother. Lin Fei understood what was going on. No wonder he always felt a hidden resentment from Gao Difu. At that time he was still puzzled. So there was such a thing. Why did Gao Difu never mention his family? Perhaps this was the reason. So he is an illegitimate son. I was wondering what it was. If it was in our family, trash like an illegitimate son can only be a servant for a lifetime. He can forget about cultivating xianqi. Gao Ming, why are you talking so much with an illegitimate son? Take care of this brat. We're still waiting to drink together. Gao Ming smiled apologetically. It will be done soon. Gao Difu, I am very angry now. If you know what's good for you, immediately kneel down and apologize. Otherwise, I will make sure that you won't be able to survive in the Saint Hall. Gao Ming's eyes were filled with ferocity. Without waiting for Gao Difu to reply, he raised his left hand and an illusory mountain smashed down, wanting to suppress Gao Difu on the spot. You should be the one apologizing. Gao Difu coldly snorted and welcomed the attack with an overbearing fist technique. Boom! The moment the two of them clashed, both of them retreated. Gao Ming took a step back, and Gao Difu took 2 steps back. Gao Ming was surprised. I didn't expect you to be promoted to Overlord. No wonder you dare to say such words. What a joke. If you can be promoted to Overlord, why can't I be promoted to Overlord? Gao Difu retorted. I said that you will regret it sooner or later. As a direct descendant of Gao family, Gao Ming's strength was already at intermediate stage of Overlord. He didn't expect Gao family's illegitimate son's strength to increase so quickly. He couldn't suppress the opponent with a single strike. His heart was filled with resentment. A sudden increase in strength of an illegitimate son would definitely affect him. Get out of the way. All of you get out of the way. On the street, a group of arrogant people rushed out. Many people's expressions changed. Humph, consider yourself lucky. I will take care of you next time. Gao Ming's group also saw these people and revealed a look of fear. They were afraid of offending this group of arrogant people. Let's get out of the way too, Zhang Yong said. Lin Fei shook his head, no need to. They are here for us. The moment this group of arrogant people came up, their malicious gazes landed on Lin Fei. Brat, we are from the Slaughter Gang. You Saint Church newbies. Each of you quickly hand over 200 million Zhanyuan crystals. From now on, you will be outer disciples of the Slaughter Gang. Here comes the extortion. This was the first time Lin Fei heard extortion being said in such a dignified way. No one would believe it, even if he said it out. So it's them. Lin Fei saw a few people sneaking around in the crowd and understood what was going on. A disaster caused by money. Gao Ming's group smiled. Another 3 unlucky bastards. They have been targeted by the Slaughter Gang. They will definitely be robbed until they vomit blood. Gao Ming was also overjoyed. They are indeed unlucky to have encountered the Slaughter Gang. All their money will be taken away. In a place like the Saint Church, it will be hard for them to do anything if they lose their money. Brother Lin, what should we do? Lin Fei thought that he would have to keep a low profile for a period of time. Wasn't this the same as stirring up trouble for him? Of course, we will beat them up. Lin Fei had always extorted others. Why would he agree to their conditions? The 3 of them moved and suddenly attacked them. Lin Fei went straight to the Saint Perfection realm young man who was leading the group. His 5 fingers were like mountains as he grabbed the other party's shoulder. His strong defensive battle armor was torn apart. Lin Fei pressed him down and made him kneel on the ground. Surprisingly, the ground did not shatter. With one move, Gao Difu suppressed the leader, rendering him unable to move. His subordinates were also easily sent flying by the combined attacks of Gao Difu and Lin Feng. "You brat, you are finished. Quickly, let me go." The leader had a face full of anger. Lin Fei slapped him, and a mouthful of hard teeth flew out. "Hand over all your Jinyuan crystals, and I can let you go. Otherwise, I will strip you naked and parade you through the streets. You can choose for yourself." The surrounding people were also surprised. The Slaughter Gang had a strong background. They specialized in bullying Saint Church newbies. No one had ever dared to make a move against them. These 3 Saint Church newbies were indeed like newborn calves that were not afraid of tigers. They were also very daring. They even dared to offend the Slaughter Gang. "I will hand them over." The leader shivered when he saw Lin Fei's ferocious gaze. He handed over all his Jianyuan crystals. There were hundreds of millions of them. His underlings also handed over their Jianyuan crystals. "I will never change my name. Lin Fei. Lin Fei, let go. If you have any problems, just come and find me." Arrogant, too arrogant. Chapter 511. The people of the Slaughter Gang were used to extorting others. They would often announce their name to intimidate the other party. They had never been suppressed before. This was the first time they were at a disadvantage in the Saint Hall, especially the leader. Seeing the marks on the armor, his expression changed drastically. "You wait and see." Leaving a threat, he decisively retreated with his men. The opponent could easily tear open the armor with astonishing defense. What if he wanted to kill them? They did not dare to imagine if they could survive. The Saint Hall was a place where people fought fiercely. Everything depended on strength. As long as they did not kill, they could do whatever they wanted. Thus, it created a large number of arrogant people. After the people of the Slaughter Gang left, the street returned to normal. When their eyes landed on Lin Fei's group, they were filled with fear. "Xiao Gao, do you want me to help you suppress him?" Lin Fei's eyes turned to Gao Ming. Gao Ming's group was all at the king level. However, facing Lin Fei's eyes, they felt as if their souls were seen through and they were naked. "Brother Lin, I will personally defeat him." Gao Difu shook his head. "I will use my strength to tell him that, so what if he is a direct disciple? In front of strength, everything is nothing." "Ambitious." Lin Fei praised and said coldly to them, "You guys are lucky. Otherwise, I will let you walk on the street naked. However, if you want to leave, each of you must hand over 100 million Jianyuan crystals." "Why do you want us to hand over Jianyuan crystals?" Lin Fei's eyes were as sharp as knives. "Because I can suppress you at any time." Plop! That person knelt on the ground with a blank expression. A wave of fear permeated their bodies. "We will pay, we will pay." The king level could hypnotize them at any time. If they were hypnotized, the consequences would be unimaginable. When people were cruel, no matter what they did, they would feel fear. "You must hand over 200 million Jianyuan crystals." Lin Fei pointed at Gao Ming. Gao Ming almost blacked out. He wanted to say something, but stopped. His companions were hypnotized. What was he? He could only swallow his anger and hand over 200 million Jianyuan crystals. Then, the group of people quickly left the street with expressions of anger, but did not dare to say anything. 6 billion Jianyuan crystals. The 3 of them casually divided it. Remember, in a place like the Saint Hall, you have to be more ruthless than others in order to stand firm. Gao Difu and Zhao Yong nodded heavily. Extorting more than 1 billion on the street was something they didn't dare to imagine in the past. Now, the shackles in their hearts seemed to be unlocked, and their mentality began to change. He returned to the inn he was staying at. Lin Fei returned to his room and told them what he needed to research. After experiencing this scene on the street, they began to cultivate again with a large number of true essence crystals. Lin Fei saw this scene with his own eyes. Life and death tempering is not enough. One must also be ruthless and decisive. One must kill whoever they want and snatch whatever they want. If it was in the past, Lin Fei would have been restrained as well, not daring to make a move. Taking out the golden ball, Lin Fei began to study it. Why do I feel a sense of familiarity with the golden ball? I must have come into contact with something before. Let me think carefully. Lin Fei sank his mind into a sea of consciousness and started to search through his memories. Even the smallest memories could be found. Ancient characters. After searching through a large number of memories, Lin Fei finally found the key point. Of course, this kind of memory search was only possible because of Lin Fei's powerful divine sense. From the system space, Lin Fei took out the ancient characters. The two auras came from the same source. No wonder I felt a sense of familiarity. What is the connection between the two? The ancient characters came from the war beast's body. The golden ball came from a dangerous secret realm. The two seemed to have nothing to do with each other, but the auras came from the same place. Just as he was thinking, the ancient characters turned into a jingguang and entered the golden ball. Lin Fei was shocked. He set up a formation around to prevent the aura from leaking out and bringing him unnecessary trouble. Jingguang. A group of jingguang appeared in front of Lin Fei. These jingguang came from the golden ball. On top of the jingguang, a paragraph of words appeared. Lin Fei looked at it seriously. Every time he finished reading a word, the words on the jingguang would disappear. This way, when all the words on the jingguang disappeared, the golden ball would return to normal. So that's how it is. Lin Fei finally understood why the war beast was so powerful. A few loose immortals had to work together to kill it. The origin of battle. This was Lin Fei's understanding of the ancient characters. After the mutated tribe's attack ended, Lin Fei had spent some time to study this ancient character. In the end, it was to no avail. If it wasn't for today's coincidental activation, it would have been impossible to decipher the secret contained in the ancient characters so quickly. The origin of battle, as the name suggested, originated from battle. It was of great help to one's own battle. At the same time, it could also cultivate a powerful protective technique, protective battle chi. Back then, Lin Fei couldn't break through the war beast's defense because he encountered this martial art. Protective battle chi. Lin Fei circulated his quintessence, and an aura from the same origin of battle appeared around him. Its defense was even stronger than the great protective art that he chose previously. Just this protective battle chi alone is not weaker than the azure dragon body tempering art. Now that the clone's combat prowess had reached the sovereign realm, it couldn't break through his defense even with its full power. Only then did it realize how awesome he was. Looks like it was a good thing that I left this ancient character behind. In the next few days, Lin Fei stayed in the inn and focused on studying this origin of battle. The slaughter gang's people seemed to be afraid or for some other reason, so they didn't come to harass him. 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. Gather at the battle plaza in 2 hours. As the signal rang, Lin Fei woke up from his cultivation. The white-clad warrior sent over an image that was specially used to notify others. My research on the origin of battle is almost done. Although my combat prowess didn't increase by much, my combat experience has increased by several levels. Lin Fei stood up and packed his things. After leaving the room, Gao Difu and Zhang Yong were waiting outside. In the past 10 days, their strength hadn't improved much. They had been training in the great protective art, which was a rather useless immortal art. In the qualifier, Lin Fei naturally hoped that they would get a good result, so he passed on the great protective art to them. It would be of great help at critical moments. Battle Plaza, another plaza in the St. Hall. When Lin Fei's group arrived at the Battle Plaza, it was already filled with a sea of people. They were all St. Hall novices, and there were at least a few thousand of them. The Xiantian continent was so big, and Lin Fei had only met a portion of them. 1 year of training wasn't the same for everyone. Some were training at the front lines of the alien races, while others were fighting on alien planets. The focus was on tempering oneself. With thousands of people gathered together, it was truly a majestic scene. Silence. When a white-clothed warrior stood on a high platform, his simple words suppressed everyone's aura. Everyone felt an indescribable pressure, and the audience immediately fell silent. This white-clothed warrior was definitely an expert, a true expert. I am an elder of the St. Hall. You are all 1 in a million geniuses. However, this is far from enough. Your duty is to protect the continent. In the upcoming qualifier, you must perform well. The white-clothed elder's words were very concise. This year, the St. Hall has decided that the top 10 disciples of the St. Hall will be allowed to enter the spirit realm to train for 10 to 1 month. Everyone's eyes turned red. Even Lin Fei's breathing quickened when he heard this kind of reward. In the past 10 days, apart from studying the essence of war, Lin Fei also bought a lot of information about the St. Hall through the inn. The spirit realm was one of the mystical places, and it was known as the most mystical place in the St. Hall. Why was it mystical? It was because the spirit realm was filled with the enviable heaven and earth spiritual qi, as well as the legendary immortal qi. As for whether there was immortal qi in the spirit realm, it had always been a legend. However, everyone knew that once one entered the spirit realm, his strength would increase by several levels. This year, the St. Hall had opened the spirit realm, and this kind of gift was rare. Lin Fei's core, lake, had absorbed the strength of close to 300 monarchs. He still needed a lot of Jinyuan to fill it up. If he could make a trip there, he believed that it would be truly perfect. As his strength continued to increase, Lin Fei's accumulation continued to increase, and his own strength continued to expand. It was hard to increase his accumulation. With the appearance of the spirit realm, Lin Fei could cultivate wantonly. The first place of the qualifier will be mine. 10 days was nothing. If Lin Fei wanted to make a move, he would need a maximum of 1 month. The white-clothed elder was very satisfied with everyone's expression. The qualifier is about to begin. You will all be sent to the battlefield. Within 3 days, you will snatch each other's points. The ranking will be based on the points you have. Everyone will represent 1 point. The higher the points, the higher the ranking. The St. Hall newcomers here had some understanding of the qualifier and had actually prepared for it. After entering, you have to be careful. I will come to find you when the time comes. Lin Fei said to Gao Difu and Zhang Yong when the battlefield teleportation gate opened. There were a few thousand people in a battlefield. It was hard to guarantee that they wouldn't encounter groups of people. More importantly, there was no lack of experts. If Gao Difu and Zhang Yong wanted to get a good result, they would need Lin Fei's help. Whoosh! The white-clothed elder personally used a great divine ability to send a few thousand St. Hall newcomers to the battlefield at once. It was truly fair and just. The few thousand people immediately scattered after entering the space. That white-clothed elder's strength is at least a 3rd or 4th tribulation itinerant immortal. He also has immortal power in his body. He gives off an exceptionally terrifying feeling. After landing on the ground, Lin Fei was still thinking about the white-clothed elder. Kid, hand over your points and get out of this space. A few thousand people were sent in. Many of them were in the same region. The competition also officially began. Lin Fei was immediately targeted. 3 figures pounced on him, not giving Lin Fei a chance to speak. Hand over your points and get lost. Lin Fei used spirit sustenance to hypnotize them. The 3 of them handed over their points and were immediately sent out. 3 points were obtained. Chapter 512. Lin Fei scanned the area with his powerful divine sense. He wasn't worried about being detected unless the other party's divine sense was at the Sky Immortal level. In theory, other than Sky Immortal level divine sense, no other divine sense could detect it. Lin Fei's divine sense extended 5 million miles, and he quickly determined the size of the space. The space wasn't big. It should be within 5 million miles, which was equivalent to 10 regions. It sounded big, but in fact, for people like Lin Fei, it wasn't that big. That's good. The space isn't big, and it's easy to grab points. Plus, there are 3 days. Time is tight. No one will fall behind. Lin Fei flew in one direction. There were thousands of St. Hall members in this space. On average, a region of a few million miles was not a small number. Others might not have any advantage. But for Lin Fei, with his powerful divine sense, he could see the number of St. Hall members in the region. Whether they were hiding or lying in ambush, they couldn't hide from his divine sense. They knew nothing about him, and they tried their best to ambush him. Relying on his tyrannical spiritual sense, Lin Fei immediately chased this person out. Half an hour passed, and Lin Fei had more than 120 points. If he wanted to take first place, he would need to have 4,000 points. He was fully deserving of first place. Lin Fei looted points while searching for Gao Difu and the others. Searching within 5 million miles saved him a lot of trouble. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. There was an air-piercing sound. The members of the Templar Church surrounded Lin Fei in groups of 3 to 5. They had come without any warning. We're lucky to meet Lin Fei so soon. These people were all arrogant and unruly. Looks like you're from the killing gang. Clearly, Lin Fei did not care about this situation at all. His casual words immediately caused their expressions to change greatly. Huh. Do it, cripple him. More than a dozen experts attacked together. Some had the strength of saints, and some had the strength of emperors. What they used was a formation. Their strength gathered together, and a long dragon came roaring down. Lin Fei knew that the killing gang wouldn't give up. They were going to deal with him in the space. From the looks of it, he was going to use underhanded methods against him. Killing was also prohibited in the space. This was one of the bottom lines of the Holy Church. However, if you crippled a person, it wouldn't be considered as challenging the bottom line. From the moment they gathered together, Lin Fei's powerful spiritual sense was aware. Otherwise, they might not be able to stop him. But what they didn't know was that Lin Fei kept a low profile in front of outsiders. But in the space, he was like a fish in the sea. Lin Fei became a tiger that wanted to eat people. Break! Lin Fei let out a long roar, and the joint formation loosened. He reached their hearts and crushed their spirits. His violent fist met the long dragon's claw and sent them flying. How dare you attack me with such strength? Xiao Chen stepped into the air and raised his hand like a saber. He tore through the tough battle armor and knocked them to the ground. Go back and tell the people of the killing gang that this matter is not over. Sooner or later, I will find them. Lin Fei snatched their points, and they were also sent out. If they were in another place, Lin Fei would either kill them or refine them. Killing gang, your background is not small. You have already colluded with a group of people. I want to see how many people you have bribed. Lin Fei snorted and continued to step on the path of snatching points. Outside the battle plaza, the 10 people who were sent out were dumbfounded, unable to come back to their senses. They lost too quickly. Losing their points, their future position in the Saint Church was set in stone, unless they made a great contribution. Outside the battle plaza, in an elegant tea house, a few young masters were drinking tea. Beside them were beautiful women dressed in clothes. Your killing gang strength is going to increase again this year. In such a short time, you have already recruited hundreds of subordinates. That goes without saying. Our killing gang changes every year. Who dares not to give us face? Chu Zishan said fiercely. Even that Lin Fei from a few days ago will soon become trash. Whoever goes against our killing gang will end up like this. Chu Zishan was an elder of the killing gang. He was overbearing and full of vigor. The door opened. A few people appeared dejectedly. Elder Chu, we lost. What did you say? You lost? The smile on Chu Zishan's face froze. Speak clearly. What happened? His fierce eyes constantly swept over them, as if he would beat them up if they did not give a reasonable answer. They cried, "That Lin Fei is too powerful. We were defeated as soon as we made a move. Our spirits have collapsed. Get out, a bunch of trash." Chu Zishan felt ashamed. He even boasted in front of others. "Don't worry about anything. This time, our killing gang has arranged a lot of people. Taking care of Lin Fei is not a problem." These young people were all middle-level members of some forces in the Saint Church. Every time there was a ranking competition, they would appear in the battle plaza, taking the opportunity to expand their forces. However, Chu Zishan soon realized how wrong his words were. "We lost. Lin Fei is too strong. We couldn't even block one move. That kid is abnormal. Third-rank armor was torn with one touch. We were sent out as soon as we made a move." When groups of dejected people appeared, Chu Zishan's face became uglier and uglier. If it was not for the influence, he would have beaten them up on the spot. Chu Zishan did not expect that Lin Fei would be so strong. The people he recruited were not weak. How could they be defeated so quickly? Despite the anger in his heart, Chu Zishan kept calming himself down. It was normal for them to lose. He still had a few top experts. They should be able to take care of Lin Fei. Chu Zishan did not have the confidence he had before. Other than Chu Zishan, the elders of the Saint Church were also paying attention to the progress of the ranking competition. At the headquarters of the Saint Church, there were many tall, round tables floating in the air. Elders were sitting on them, watching every move on the giant screen. There are many excellent disciples this year. We can relax a little. The elders of the Saint Church were all high-level members of the Saint Church. They rarely showed up. Other than training, they were out for maintenance. Right now, there are constant conflicts and battles between the dynasties. It doesn't feel very peaceful. We need to arrange some strong members of the Saint Church to maintain the stability of the dynasties. The foreign tribes have infiltrated our continent. Everyone has seen it for a long time. However, these foreign tribes have infiltrated too deeply. It is difficult to find traces of them. This is really a worrying problem. The elders of the Saint Church all had serious expressions. They were worried and had a great spirit of contribution. Therefore, the reason why the Saint Lord agreed to open the Soul Realm is to nurture a few true experts to monitor the movements of the Empire. This is to prevent the situation from getting out of control. If these words were heard outside, it would definitely cause a panic. Even the Saint Church was treating this matter seriously. The situation must be serious to a certain extent. It would be hard for them to control it. 300 points. Half a day later, Lin Fei had obtained 300 points. The 5 million li area was cleaned up. It was time to change to another place. According to Lin Fei's calculations, he should have enough points after clearing 10 regions. The difference shouldn't be too great. There were more than 7,000 people in this ranking competition. In theory, with 3,000 points, he should be able to take first place. To be safe, he should first obtain 4,000 points. Half a day later, Lin Fei believed that the points of those people wouldn't be in the single digits. It was inevitable that they would have double digits. The competition for points would also become more intense. This was what Lin Fei was looking forward to. Just as he expected, as time passed, the competition became more intense. After a day, those who were weaker were all eliminated and lost the right to obtain points. 1,000 points. Throughout the day, Lin Fei, the ferocious tiger, had been unstoppable. Basically, all of the opponents he encountered could be hypnotized. He had also encountered a few powerful opponents, and he had used his hypnosis to defeat them in close combat. Gao Difu Zhang Yong. After waking up in the morning, Lin Fei started searching again. He found the two's whereabouts. The current situation wasn't good. He was surrounded by several people. It was very taxing. Hand over the points you have. They surrounded Gao Difu and the others arrogantly. Come and snatch it if you have the ability. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong joined hands and struggled to block their attacks. They also knew that they couldn't hold on for long. There was a thought in their hearts that made them continue to persevere. Lin Fei would come. After going through life and death trials, they could now cooperate perfectly even though they had many wounds on their bodies. Boom! Lin Fei's divine sense crushed over. These people's vision went black and they all fell to the ground. When they recovered, their points were snatched away and kicked out of the space. Are you guys okay? We're fine, just a little exhausted. The two of them joined hands and consumed a large amount of Zhan Yuan. If Lin Fei didn't come, they wouldn't be able to hold on for long. From now on, you guys follow me. When they recovered their Zhen Yuan, Lin Fei brought them along and continued to plunder points. The current Lin Fei didn't have any problems bringing them along. Even if they met an expert, he didn't need to worry. Time flew, and 2 days passed in a flash. In such a large space, the Saint Hall members were few, and it wasn't easy to meet them. Brother Lin, we now have a total of 2,830 points. Zhang Yong calculated the points. It seems that the points are starting to fall into the hands of geniuses. This point is not enough. I alone need 3,000 points. You two need 500 points, but we still need more than 1,000 points. Lin Fei's goal was first. The three of them had 4,000 points, which was more or less enough. Those experts might not appear for the remaining points. I'm afraid it won't be easy to find them. Their divine sense was limited and they felt a headache. We just need to meet a few more geniuses, and it should be enough. Lin Fei suddenly let out a long roar. The roar didn't stop, forming waves that rippled out. If it wasn't easy to find people, then it was better to create the conditions for themselves. Apart from a few top experts, Lin Fei really didn't worry about anything. Even if he didn't open the seal, he could still deal with them. It would just take a long time. The flute sound was to attract top experts. There was a provocative hypnosis in the whistle. As long as they were top experts, they wouldn't be able to sit still and would take the initiative to find them. If their minds weren't perfect, Lin Fei could lure them out. In fact, the situation was really like this. Lin Fei showed his prowess and plundered the points. The number of points decreased, and the other top experts lost a certain chance, so they naturally felt resentful. A few experts came. Although those people hadn't stepped into the range of divine sense, their powerful true essence fluctuations could be easily felt like the sun in the night. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. A total of 4 figures appeared. The real top experts were all peak Emperor Realm experts. Their true strength was far from this. The points are all here. They saw at a glance that there were more than 2,000 points behind Lin Fei. If they could plunder the points, it wouldn't be a problem for them to enter the top 10. If it wasn't for Lin Fei hypnotizing everyone he saw along the way and gaining an advantage, they wouldn't have resentment. They knew spiritual hypnosis, but their divine sense couldn't keep up. More importantly, their hypnosis techniques weren't as good as Lin Fei's. You are Lin Fei. What a surprise! One of the young men revealed a surprised expression. The other 3 people's expressions also changed slightly as if they had heard this name before. It's good that you know me. Lin Fei took a step forward. Hand over all your points and get lost. These 4 top genius experts had never been ignored like this. One of the white-haired young men was furious. Courting death. With a cold snort, a Xiantian spiritual treasure spear stabbed down. A large black vortex appeared at the tip of the spear, shattering some existences. Clang! Clang! Lin Fei didn't resist. Jin Guang surrounded his body. The opponent's large black vortex stopped outside the Jin Guang and couldn't enter at all. Protective battle chi. Let me. Another young man was shocked. This Lin Fei had some ability. Ghost God Fist. Heaven Class Martial Art, Ghost God Fist. Once this young man used it, he turned into a ghost god, coming and going without a trace. His fist art was also erratic, constantly hitting Lin Fei's body and rebounding pieces of Jingguang. Using a warrior's origin to display a protective battle chi, the defense is indeed amazing. Both of their attacks are no weaker than a rogue immortal's. Protective battle chi can be considered an immortal art. Lin Fei evaluated the protective battle chi, and it was no weaker than the azure dragon body tempering art. With this defensive martial art, Lin Fei stood still and let them attack. But no matter how they attacked, they couldn't break through this layer of defense. Behind him, Gao Difu and Zhang Yong were stunned. Lin Fei's improvement was too fast. I gave you a chance, but you can't even break through my defense. Your points are destined to belong to me. Lin Fei closed in and appeared in front of the young man who used the Ghost God Fist. He punched out with pure physical strength. Ghost God Chop. The fist art was like a saber, chopping at Lin Fei's arm. Humph. Lin Fei didn't care. With his protective battle chi, he wasn't afraid of the opponent. He also punched out. Fierce against fierce. A crack appeared in the void. Bang! Chapter 5:13. The battle continued. Victory was decided. Ghost God Fist, also known as Ghost God, it was ethereal. Lin Fei had plenty of combat experience, and his opponents couldn't gain any advantage. It was inevitable that he would be suppressed. With the four of them working together, Lin Fei defeated one of them and snatched over 400 points from the fist technique kid. Lin Fei now had around 3,200 points. Let's go! When the remaining three saw this, they broke out in cold sweat. They were all top-notch experts, and they weren't afraid of loose immortals. However, if they encountered another expert who wasn't an overlord, one of them would be defeated. Where do you think you're going? Lin Fei shouted and activated his sword domain, trapping the remaining three within it. In the sword domain, Lin Fei was the only god. He suppressed them to the very end and forcefully snatched the remaining points from them. The 3,200 points increased to more than 4,300 points. From the four of them, Lin Fei obtained a total of 1,200 points. My points should be about there. With 4,340 points, he had less than 3,500 points outside. In theory, he could obtain first place if he gave Gao Difu and Zhang Yong 500 points each. Lin Fei would have a total of 3,200 points. It wouldn't be surprising for him to obtain first place. There were less than 3,500 points outside. It was impossible for a single person to have them. Lin Fei didn't plan to search for them. If he encountered them, he would snatch them. If he didn't, he would just leave them be. On the plaza, the St. Hall's disciples were all dejected. They didn't have a single point on them, and they had lost a lot of face. I didn't expect there to be an expert like Lin Fei among us. Perhaps he will obtain first place this time. Ah, you were snatched by Lin Fei too? I was snatched too. I have the strength of an overlord, but he hypnotized me and I lost. This is too hateful. Did you hear? Su Long and Tai Shan, who have loose immortal battle prowess, were defeated by Lin Fei. What? Su Long and Tai Shan are our top experts this time? Is Lin Fei really that terrifying? Doesn't that mean that Lin Fei is likely to be the champion? The people in the battle plaza gathered together. Every time they talked about Lin Fei, they would be filled with rage. Practically all of them had been defeated by Lin Fei. The qualifying round is over. The white-robed elder stood up, his voice rumbling. A group of people were teleported out and appeared in an empty square. Someone immediately went up to record the final score. Voila! Everyone's eyes were focused on one person. He's Lin Fei. Even if they had not seen Lin Fei before, after the qualifying match, Everyone remembered this person, a domineering kid named Lin Fei. The points were quickly tallied. Everyone waited anxiously, especially those who had persisted until now. They wanted to know where they were more than anyone else, as it would affect their future cultivation. The white-clothed elder received a tally of points. Now, let me announce the first place of this qualifying round, Lin Fei, 3,278 points. Voila! The plaza was filled with shock, many of which were expected. They were still shocked by this number. Lin Fei was really ruthless, taking so many points. Didn't he take away half of the points? One could imagine that the difference in points in this qualifying round was huge. Second place, Morong Hentian, 1,100 points. Third place. The white-clothed elder was quick, listing out the rest of the rankings. The rest of the rankings made many speechless. Starting from the 6th and 7th places, the points were in the hundreds, and those who were in the top 10 were almost the same. It could be said that because of Lin Fei's domineering behavior, the ranking round had experienced the greatest change in history. Many people were regretting. If they had known this, they would not have looked for others to fight. They would have found a safe place, and perhaps they could have entered the top 10. Damn Lin Fei. On the plaza, some were happy while others were angry. Su Long's eyes were like knives, remembering this Lin Fei who made him lose the chance to enter the soul realm. We must find a chance to kill this Lin Fei. He's too arrogant, too domineering, and doesn't give others a way out. Taishan followed. They were the 4 who had lost to Lin Fei. If they had not lost to Lin Fei, they would have had the ability to enter the soul realm. This was equivalent to killing one's parents, cutting off one's wealth, and could be considered a life and death feud. After the ranking round, the white-clothed warriors took away the top 10. They directly opened the soul realm to train. Brother Lin, I didn't think we would have the chance to participate in this kind of training. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong each had 500 points and also entered the top 10. This year, the points of the top 50 were very low. They had never thought that after following Lin Fei, all kinds of benefits would come rolling in. I heard that after training in there, you can increase 1 or 2 levels after coming out. Zhang Yong said excitedly. Lin Fei smiled. You guys have to work hard. I always feel that the Saint Hall is too generous in opening the soul realm. Maybe something we don't know will happen. Lin Fei's powerful spiritual sense resulted in powerful mental calculations, allowing him to come to a certain conclusion. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong did not doubt it. The white-clothed elders led them into the headquarters of the Saint Hall. When they entered the headquarters of the Saint Hall, they saw a huge building that was millions of zhang tall, reaching into the clouds. The moment Lin Fei entered the Saint Hall, a powerful divine sense swept over him, looking inside and out as if inspecting something. They are inspecting the other races. If Lin Fei did not have the divine sense of a sky immortal, he might not have been able to detect it. It seemed to confirm his previous guess. Among the 10 people, only Lin Fei was able to detect this kind of divine sense inspection. The others all knew that it was because the divine sense was too high. Following the white-clothed elders, they entered the center of the Saint Hall and arrived in front of a teleportation gate. It seemed unguarded, but Lin Fei knew that the center of the Saint Hall was an inescapable net. Anyone who tried to sneak in would definitely be killed. So. Another few white-clothed elders appeared. They all had the insignia of the Saint Hall on their chests. It was easy to tell that they were elders. The 5 of them worked together to open the teleportation gate. You will have 10 days to 1 month to cultivate. Once the time is up, you will be automatically sent out. You must all be mentally prepared. The white-clothed elder handed over tokens to them. In the spirit realm, the heaven and earth spirit chi is dense, but the weather is harsh. You must use your true essence to activate this token to protect yourself. Very soon, they entered the spirit realm. Whoosh whoosh. A gust of wind blew, and their battle armors were instantly torn apart. They looked at each other and hurriedly activated the token. A milky, white energy appeared out of nowhere and protected them. What a violent astral wind! I'm wearing a second-grade battle armor. After staying for a while, they left one after another and prepared to absorb the heaven and earth spirit chi. You guys be careful too. Lin Fei's body tempering technique was impressive. When the astral wind blew, his expression changed slightly. As the first, Lin Fei obtained a month of cultivation time. He chose a direction where no one went and turned into a ray of light. The spirit realm was very different from what Lin Fei had imagined. It could be said to be an extremely harsh place. The only difference was that this harsh place was filled with dense heaven and earth spirit chi, almost to the level of liquid. In this harsh place, the wind howled and constantly cut apart the heaven and earth spirit chi. In a short time, Lin Fei was attacked by the astral wind and boundless divine lightning. If it was someone else who didn't know the truth, they would definitely die, not to mention absorbing the heaven and earth spirit chi. Lin Fei also couldn't understand why the Saint Hall would control such a place. He was really curious. This thought flashed through his mind. Lin Fei focused on absorbing the heaven and earth spirit chi. After flying for a few million miles and making sure there was no one around, he removed the milky white defense and used his body to resist the astral wind. The astral wind blew past Lin Fei's body, leaving behind huge wounds. Blood flowed, and he instantly became a bloody man. Only Lin Fei dared to do such a suicidal thing. In this harsh place, the astral wind is so fierce. My body still can't withstand it. This way, I can make use of the heaven and earth spirit chi to strengthen my body to the limit. Lin Fei cleared out a space and sat down, letting the blood flow freely. I'll absorb. As it was the first day, Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry. He used the 3,000 immortal arts. Great Devour. Like an elephant sucking in water, the wounds on his body recovered quickly. As the astral wind blew again, Lin Fei began a month of arduous cultivation. In the first few days, Lin Fei absorbed the heaven and earth spirit chi while facing the attacks of the harsh weather. He gradually adapted to it, and at the same time he also understood the changes in the climate of this harsh place. The harsh weather changed every day, and it seemed like it could kill someone. In such a climate, Lin Fei cultivated his fist arts and practiced his sword arts, integrating his combat experience into his various fist arts and sword arts. After 10 days, Lin Fei confirmed that there was no one watching him. He started to absorb heaven and earth spirit chi in large amounts. The heaven and earth smelt opened, and a huge whirlpool formed around him. Lin Fei became the center of the whirlpool, absorbing heaven and earth spirit chi and refining it rapidly. Lin Fei's core lake was like a dry field, trying its best to contain the flood-like true energy. In less than 2 days, it reached its limit and could no longer contain any more. His core lake was full. Lin Fei frowned. In the following days, he couldn't possibly continue to practice his fist arts. Absorbing heaven and earth spirit chi was the key. Compress. After a day, Lin Fei broke free from his fatigue. He thought of a good way to compress his true energy. Without a doubt, his core lake could contain more true energy. At the same time, his strength would also increase. This was the key point. Lin Fei was a bold person. After he thought of a method, he immediately started to compress his quintessence. Relying on his tyrannical strength and powerful body, he compressed his quintessence from 100% to 60%, then to 40%, all the way to 30%. Only then did he stop compressing his quintessence. After this method worked, Lin Fei started to cultivate crazily. Chapter 5:14. 1 month's time was neither long nor short. As the token lit up, Lin Fei, who was in the storm, slowly opened his eyes. Then he was teleported out and appeared in front of everyone in tattered clothes. Only the elder in white had a strange look in his eyes when he saw Lin Fei's appearance. Congratulations on completing the spirit realm cultivation. Now you can go back and have a good rest to consolidate your cultivation. Lin Fei glanced around. Everyone's strength had changed dramatically. First, Gao Difu and Zhang Yong advanced from the initial stage of Emperor Realm to the late stage of Emperor Realm. It wouldn't take long for them to reach the peak stage. This kind of breakthrough could only be done in the spirit realm. As for the others, their strength had also improved to a certain extent. Some of them had crossed 2 small realms. The second-ranked person's aura was stronger, as if he could advance to Heaven Immortal at any time. Among the people present, Lin Fei's strength was still at the peak stage of Sage Realm. His strength was perfectly sealed. No one could see anything, even if the person in front of him was an individual immortal expert. Brother Lin, what's your strength now? Why is your realm? Coming out of the Saint Hall headquarters, Gao Difu couldn't help but ask. They had all advanced 2 small realms, but Lin Fei didn't change at all. Naturally, he was a little worried. After all, Lin Fei couldn't possibly say that he had relied on the system to level up. To him, cultivation was like a fleeting cloud, and there was no need for him to care about it. Thus he said, I've cultivated a special cultivation technique that takes a long time to make breakthroughs in cultivation. However, once I make a breakthrough, my strength will increase several-fold. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong immediately understood. No wonder Lin Fei's strength was so abnormal. They found a new inn to stay in. After they settled down, someone came to the door that night. Excuse me, is Lin Fei here? Lin Fei opened the door and saw a stranger standing in front of him. He couldn't help but be puzzled. Why are you looking for me? I'm Chen Fei from Golden Jade Tower. Our tower master wants to invite you to dinner. Chen Fei made the invitation sincerely. Lin Fei naturally suspected that there was some other purpose in this meal. He immediately refused. Sorry, I'm not interested in this kind of thing. Ignoring the other person's expression, he directly closed the door. Chen Fei's face showed a look of disbelief. Did he just close the door? Didn't he know what this meant? Could it be that this Lin Fei has chosen someone? That must be the case. Otherwise, why would he reject me? Chen Fei frowned and left in a hurry. Lin Fei didn't relax because of this. After Chen Fei left, in less than an hour, all kinds of people took the initiative to visit him. Some people invited him to dinner, and some people invited him. These people were dazzling, and all of them were politely rejected by Lin Fei. Dong, 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 just as Lin Fei sat down and was still digesting, there was another knock on the door. Who is it this time? Lin Fei was furious. Are you guys going to let me cultivate or not? He opened the door angrily and ignored their expressions. How many times have I told you? I won't join any forces. Just give up. Then he closed the door. The 3 people at the door were dumbfounded. Are we in the wrong place? One of the men with thick eyebrows and big eyes stared blankly at the door number again. We shouldn't be in the wrong place, right? Junior brother Lin Fei seems to live here. Those people shouldn't lie to us. Do you want to try again? After the 3 people talked for a while, they knocked on the door again, and the sound of knocking continued. Lin Fei was infuriated. What was going on? He decided to teach them a lesson. Otherwise, he would move to another room. Lin Fei, don't close the door. We are your senior brothers. Lin Fei opened the door angrily. Just when he was about to teach them a lesson, the 3 people opposite him spoke. The token of the divine sword sect appeared in front of him. After checking it with his divine sense, he found it was genuine and not forged. Lin Fei's anger subsided, but he was obviously still suspicious. Are you really senior brothers of the divine sword sect? Junior brother Lin Fei, you should be harassed by those forces, right? The man with thick eyebrows smiled and said, Why don't we go out for a drink? We will explain it to you slowly. Lin Fei thought for a while. Anyway, there was nothing to do. They were disciples of the same sect, so he had to give them face. All right, after coming out of the Divine Sword sect, Lin Fei knew that there were senior brothers of the sect in the Saint Hall. As for who they were, he didn't know. After coming to the Saint Hall, he actually wanted to find them. After leaving a message for Gao, Difu, and the others, Lin Fei followed them out of the inn. Along the way, they chatted idly. Lin Fei also confirmed that they were senior brothers of the Divine Sword sect. They were called Su Zhongzi, Tao Yuan, and the man with thick eyebrows, Guogang. The things in this place are to my liking. Let's stay here. After walking around in the Saint Hall, they walked into an elegant restaurant and asked for a private room. Junior brother Lin Fei, this time you really brought honor to the Divine Sword sect. Senior brother, let me toast to you. Guogang, who was very familiar with people, raised his wine cup and praised. Lin Fei wasn't polite. Bringing honor to the sect is my duty. Senior brother, you don't have to do this. Coming from the same sect, Lin Fei quickly found the feeling of home. They began to drink, and the more they talked, the more excited they became. Lin Fei, do you know how ugly the expressions of the people from the Saber sect were when you took first place in the ranking competition? It was as if their parents had died. Master Void drank a mouthful of wine. I haven't been this excited in a long time. He seemed to remember something. Senior brothers, is our Divine Sword sect not having a good time in the Saint Hall? Lin Fei carefully asked because he could feel the anger that hadn't been vented in a long time coming from them. Although they hid it very well, Lin Fei's powerful divine sense couldn't hide it. Initially, he thought that they would at least be angered by what he said. Little did he expect that they would fall silent. Tao Yuan let out a long sigh. He felt ashamed. Junior brother, you guessed right. Our Divine Sword School is indeed not doing well in the Saint Hall, if not for eldest senior brother's death. When would it be their saber schools turned to be arrogant? Sure enough, it was like this. When Lin Fei got the confirmation, he knew it would be like this. They hadn't vented for a long time, and now that they had, they relaxed a lot. They didn't seem to want to hide anything, so they told Lin Fei everything about the Saint Hall. The Saint Hall was a peak faction, and there were countless members who joined it. Back then, the Divine Sword School had enough authority to speak in the Saint Hall. At that time, they could contend against the Saber sect. However, after the war with the foreign races, the Divine Sword sect's eldest brother died. From then on, the Divine Sword sect was at a disadvantage. Adding on the fact that others were taking advantage of the situation, the Divine Sword sect's influence in the Saint Hall was greatly affected. They could no longer compete with the Saber sect, which was why they had been sullen. They were excited that Lin Fei had taken first place in the qualifier. They felt proud of themselves and felt proud of themselves. Does the Saber sect have an expert? Lin Fei asked. He didn't expect it to be like this. The Saber sect's influence in the Saint Hall had suppressed the Divine Sword sect. The Saber sect formed an organization called the Holy Sword in the Saint Hall and recruited a large number of Saint Hall members. Their influence affects many dynasties, and their leader is 3 brothers. They are very vicious. Holy Sword? They are so arrogant. Lin Fei thought. Comparable to a third tribulation, scattered immortal? If the 3 brothers joined forces, their strength could reach this level. No wonder the Saber sect could suppress the Divine Sword sect. Master Void and the others were only at the peak of the first tribulation, which was about the same in the Saint Hall. However, there was still a gap between them and the Saber sect. Lin Fei asked again, did the sect make any arrangements? We don't know either. Master Void shook his head helplessly. If the sect was willing to arrange for experts, the Saber sect wouldn't be so arrogant. Lin Fei finally understood the ins and outs of the matter. Lin Fei asked the biggest question in his heart. Aside from this, there should be something else, right? When this matter was brought up, The three of them revealed looks of shame. In the end, Guogang said, Lin Fei, our divine sword sect, doesn't have much influence in the Saint Hall. We want you to be the leader of the divine sword sect in the Saint Hall. Ah, Lin Fei gasped. How can this be? Lin Fei had never thought that they would make such a request. It was completely beyond his imagination. A starving camel was still bigger than a horse. The divine sword sect was suppressed by the saber sect, but they weren't weak. How could they make him the leader? Master Void said, Junior brother, don't refuse. With your strength, no one will be able to say anything if you sit in this position. We all know about your glorious achievements, so there is a reason why the sect arranged for you to come here. You were even able to get first place in the ranking competition, so we believe you will do better than us. In fact, they had received news from the sect that the position of leader was decided by the sect. They were optimistic that Lin Fei would do something big. Lin Fei naturally didn't know about this. The position of leader was a very troublesome matter, so it was no wonder that they would take the initiative to find him. At this moment, Lin Fei hesitated. Should he agree or not? This was a problem worth pondering over. Soon, Lin Fei figured out the Saber sect was his enemy. The Saber sect had tried to kill him on the foreign side. If it wasn't for the rules, it would be hard to guarantee that they wouldn't kill him. Lin Fei had always kept this matter in mind. Lin Fei had every reason to believe that the Saber sect would also get the news and send people to deal with him. Therefore, he had to unite all his forces to fight against the Saber sect. Lin Fei was actually very tempted to become the leader of the divine sword sect in the Saint Hall. This was equivalent to having a helper out of thin air. He could quickly integrate into the Saint Hall and wouldn't need to fight alone. Becoming the leader seemed to be a pretty good thing. If he didn't become the leader, the people from the Saber sect would also deal with him. He was about to go to the god of Heaven Mountain in the Tenjin Temple, so he needed some help. Chapter 5:15. Lin Fei nodded in agreement. Master Void, Tao Yuan Guogang, and Nji let out sighs of relief. They were really worried that their junior brother wouldn't agree. Now that they heard him agree, they felt like a huge rock had been lifted from their hearts. If he didn't agree, it would be hard to talk to him. The Sword God sect had always been suppressed by the Saber sect. Their days were not good, and they were affected everywhere. After a long time, they were filled with anger. Now that Lin Fei, a genius in the Tao of the Sword, had become the leader, they felt a lot less pressure. Lin Fei, you don't need to say this. We will help you. Master Void said, Tomorrow I will gather the disciples of the Sword God sect and the members of the Holy Sword sect. We will announce this matter. Holy Saber and Holy Sword. It was clear that they couldn't get along. Their names were too cliché. Come, let's drink together. Master Void and the others raised their cups and toasted Lin Fei together. Then Master Void and the others told them about the situation in the Holy Hall so that Lin Fei could understand it better. The information obtained from their mouths was far more real than the information obtained from the outside world. All kinds of secrets were no longer secrets in front of them. This was a matter of a circle. If you couldn't enter this circle, secrets would remain secrets. But once you entered this circle, secrets would no longer be secrets, just like cabbages on the street. In the Holy Hall, we are not the strongest. If we really have to divide them, we are mostly second-rate forces. The Saber sect is first-rate, and above them are super-rate forces. Lin Fei asked, I wonder how many super-rate forces there are. The Holy Hall was so big, and Lin Fei knew that it would not be peaceful internally. He didn't expect it to be divided like this. The only thing that made him depressed was that the Sword God sect couldn't even be considered a first-rate force. He was very disappointed about this. There are a total of 3 super-rate forces: the Holy Palace, the Holy Temple, and the Holy War Temple. They are all super-rate forces controlled by the disciples of the higher-ups of the Holy Hall. When Lin Fei heard this, he felt that the names of these 3 forces were all very powerful. We are members of the sanctuary. Why are we divided into so many factions. What are we fighting for? Lin Fei knew about the duties of the sanctuary, but he wasn't sure about the benefits involved. Gua Gang explained, it's like this. The responsibility of us Templars is to protect the continent, while the super first-rate powers are in charge of the empires and dynasties. With this layer of relationship, they can obtain great benefits from the imperial dynasties. Every super first-rate power has many imperial dynasties under them. Now you understand the importance of obtaining first place in the ranking competition and obtaining a spot in the imperial dynasties. Lin Fei understood. So this was the case. Wasn't this collusion? Making use of the royal dynasty's resources to strengthen their own forces and obtain the qualification to join the royal dynasty. It seemed like a coincidence. It was no wonder that they took the initiative to look for him the moment he came out. The best part is yet to come. I can guarantee that the super first-rate forces will soon find you and try to get you to join one of them so that you can legitimately obtain the qualification. From the moment his senior brother started explaining, Lin Fei understood everything. Junior brother, you have to be careful in this aspect. For the time being, we can't afford to offend the 3 super first-rate powers. Lin Fei nodded. I understand. Direct disciples of the sanctuary. Just from these few words, Lin Fei knew that these 3 forces were completely controlled by a group of high-ranking officials. The sanctuary itself was a top-notch force. As a first-rate sect, the Divine Sword School didn't dare to do anything. After all, joining the sanctuary was nothing more than a kind of obligation. In the middle of the night, Lin Fei bade farewell to his 3 senior brothers and agreed to meet them the next day. Walking on the street was still bustling with people coming and going. Lin Fei thought about what he would encounter the next day. Are you Lin Fei? Suddenly, a group of men in black blocked Lin Fei's path. Their tone was very arrogant. That's right. I'm Lin Fei. Who are you? From the words of his 3 senior brothers, Lin Fei knew that he was currently a ginseng fruit. Everyone wanted to occupy him so that they could obtain the qualifications of an imperial dynasty. We are from the sacred palace. Our palace master wants to see you. The tone of the black-clothed warrior was cold, with a tone that could not be refused. He insisted that Lin Fei go to the sacred palace. The people of the sacred palace are so overbearing, Lin Fei thought. He had a side understanding of the sacred palace. If the people at the bottom were like this, he could also see what the people at the top were like. They were all like birds. Sorry, I'm not going anywhere. Lin Fei refused. The black-clothed warrior suspected that he had misheard. The sacred palace summoned him, and he chose not to go. Was his brain muddled? Since when was the sacred palace ignored by others? Lin Fei, our palace master wants to see you. You must go. The black-clothed warrior's face darkened. Lin Fei frowned. What? You want to take me away? Try if you can. When did the sacred palace become so overbearing? They don't even give Lin Fei time to consider. No wonder he chose to refuse. A strange voice came from the opposite side of the street. Another group of white-clothed warriors appeared not far from Lin Fei. Sir Lin Fei, we are from the sacred palace. Our palace master would like to make friends with you. Would you do us the honor of meeting the palace master? The white-clothed warrior obviously knew how to speak. The super forces are also so anxious. Fortunately, I have a certain understanding of these 3 super forces from my senior brothers. Otherwise, I would really be fooled. Lin Fei secretly raised his guard. The people of the sacred palace were all smiling tigers. Who knew when they would bite? Your sacred palace only knows how to speak flowery words. You are all the same. The black-clothed warrior disagreed and said fiercely, Lin Fei, our palace master sincerely wants to see you. If you don't go, you are not giving our palace master face. Have you considered the consequences? Threatened, Lin Fei was already prepared to reject the 3 super first-rate factions. He was immediately displeased by the sacred palace's words. If you were amiable, perhaps I would go. However, based on your words, don't even think about it. You will regret what you said. The black-clothed warrior coldly snorted and left with a flick of his sleeve. Lin Fei knew that he had offended the sacred palace. For a force like the sacred palace, their subordinates were all like this. Even the most good-tempered person would get angry, let alone someone like him. The white-clothed warrior smiled and invited, Sir Lin Fei, the people of the sacred palace are so overbearing. You don't have to pay attention to them. In a place like the sacred palace, they won't dare to do anything to you. Lin Fei was wary of the white-clothed warrior. The sacred palace is indeed overbearing. Our palace master sincerely wants to meet you. I can guarantee that something like the sacred palace will never happen. The white-clothed warrior used the sacred palace as a comparison. Lin Fei wasn't someone who could be easily fooled. It was obvious that he was using the sacred palace to improve himself. It wasn't like he couldn't see it. Sorry, I don't want to see anyone right now. Let me go back and think about it. Lin Fei's refusal was still relatively polite. The white-clothed warrior's eyes twitched, but he quickly returned to normal. Then we won't disturb you. If you have thought it through, you can come to the sacred palace to find us. The sacred palace will indeed come. Lin Fei watched their departing figures. 2 out of the 3 superforces have appeared. I wonder if the last sacred war will come? When he returned to the inn, the other sacred war force didn't arrange for anyone to come. Lin Fei was naturally happy and at ease. Brother Lin, you're finally back. As soon as Lin Fei returned, Gao Difu and Zhang Yong came to greet him. What's wrong? Did something happen while I was away? Zhang Yong took out a stack of invitations. These were sent over after you left and seeing that you weren't around. Lin Fei didn't need to look to know that the invitations were all from the sacred church. They wanted to obtain the qualification to become an emperor dynasty from him. This was because he knew from his senior brother that the number of empires and dynasties on the continent was limited. The competition for newly promoted empires and dynasties was always very intense. Lin Fei, who had obtained first place in the ranking competition, naturally received a lot of attention. Apart from invitations, did anyone else look for me? Zhang Yong shook his head. Not at the moment. There were some who came to us, but we rejected them all. Gao Difu and Zhang Yong were also in the top 10. They could obtain a super dynasty, so they were also noticed. Lin Fei brought them to his room. I have something to ask you guys. Think about it carefully. After tomorrow, I'll be the leader of the Sacred Sword. I wonder if you guys are interested in joining the Sacred Sword? Lin Fei asked for their opinion. Of course, we'll join. Gao Difu didn't hesitate at all and chuckled. Zhang Yong seriously said, Big Brother Lin, what are you talking about? If we don't join the Sacred Sword, can we join other forces? I'm afraid of being struck by lightning. Zhang Yong said sternly. Lin Fei chuckled. I'm just asking for your opinions. With the addition of the 2 of them, it could be said that Holy Sword immediately had 2 super dynasties. An empire dynasty was considered great news to the current Holy Sword. Early the next morning, Lin Fei took Gao Difu and the others to the stronghold of the Sacred Sword. The inn had been cancelled, so he didn't have to worry about them coming. The stronghold of the Sacred Sword was on a relatively deserted street. Compared to the other bustling areas, the location of the Sacred Sword didn't look too good. Junior brother, you're here. Lin Fei easily found the stronghold. Master Void was already waiting outside. I've made senior brother wait for a long time, Lin Fei said. Then he introduced Gao Difu and Zhang Yong to Master Void, and the 3 of them chatted happily. The Sacred Sword was very large, and there was a group of 300 to 400 Saint Hall members gathered in the practice field. Seeing this, Lin Fei knew that the Sword God sect wasn't doing well in the Saint Hall. The Saint Hall had a large population, but they only recruited 300 to 400 people, which was a bit embarrassing. Guo Gang and Tao Yuan were both in the practice field. When they saw Lin Fei, they immediately walked over. "Junior brother, this place isn't very good. Sorry for making you laugh." Guo Gang was embarrassed. The Sword God sect was a rank 1 sect, and now they were in such a situation in the Saint Hall. They naturally felt embarrassed. Lin Fei didn't mind. "It's fine, this isn't your fault. I'm sure the sect will understand." Then he introduced Gao Difu and Zhang Yong. In fact, there was no need for introductions. They all knew these two people. They knew the information of everyone in the top 10 of the ranking competition. After all, every time the top 10 of the ranking competition came out, they would immediately enter the eyes of the major forces and become the target of crazy competition. When they heard that they had joined the Holy Sword, Master Void and the others were very excited. They hadn't encountered such a good thing in a long time, and it was a great encouragement for the Holy Sword. Ever since their eldest senior brother fell, the Holy Sword's influence in the Saint Hall had declined day by day. Many of their members had left to join other forces. Master Void had gathered all the members of the Holy Sword. They were all very curious as to why he had gathered them here so early in the morning. "Everyone must be curious as to why I gathered all of you here." Master Void was filled with excitement. "I presume everyone knows that after that incident, our Holy Sword's influence has declined. However, from today onwards, our Holy Sword will welcome a bright future. We have been lacking a leader, and today that leader will be in place." What? Did I hear wrong? Someone is finally going to be the leader? They all knew that the Holy Sword lacked a leader. Master Void's group of 3 was responsible for daily matters, so they had never heard of such a thing. When they suddenly heard this, they all thought they had heard wrong. Master Void pointed at Lin Fei. He, Lin Fei, ranked first in the ranking competition and a disciple of the Sword God sect. He will become the new leader of the Holy Sword. Let us cheer. He is Lin Fei. Heavens, he is also a disciple of the Sword God sect. Ranked first in the ranking competition, he actually became the leader of the Holy Sword. This is too surprising. These people had all heard of the name Lin Fei, but this was the first time they had seen him. The Saint Hall was too big, so they could hear his name. However, they might not be able to see him in person. Leader is mighty. Leader is mighty. When they found out that Lin Fei, the disciple of the Sword God sect, who ranked first in the ranking competition, was going to be the leader, they were all excited and their morale greatly increased. The Holy Sword had been suppressed, so everyone hoped for a powerful leader to lead them out of this valley. This day had finally arrived. "Junior brother, go up and say a few words." They have been looking forward to this day for a long time. Guo Gang walked up with a smile. Lin Fei nodded. "Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Lin Fei, and I am honored to be the leader of the Holy Sword. Since I have become the leader, I will lead you out of your current situation. You will not regret staying in the Holy Sword, not now, not in the future. This will be the pride of your lives." His simple words were sonorous and forceful. There was a formless charm to them that stimulated their morale. "Leader is mighty. Leader is mighty." The voices of 300 to 400 people gathered together, and the momentum was terrifying. Lin Fei calmly accepted it. From this moment on, he became courageous. He believed that he could do well. Then Lin Fei pulled out Gao Difu and Zhang Yong. The Holy Sword suddenly had 3 new members, and this was a joyous event for them. It was as if they saw hope and a future. The Holy Sword had been suppressed for too long. Master Void, Tao Yuan, and Guo Gang all smiled. Chapter 516. You can't come in here. An anxious voice suddenly came from outside. Scram! Lin Fei turned around and saw a group of people rushing in from outside. The members of the Holy Sword sect who tried to stop them were knocked away. A gentle force supported them, and they slowly landed on the ground so that they wouldn't make a fool of themselves. If they insist on breaking in, we can't stop them. Lin Fei asked, Senior Brother Su, who are they? The dogs of the Holy Sword Sect, a force under the Holy Sword Sect. Master Void's expression sank. They broke in today. Junior brother, you have to be careful. In truth, there was no need to say much. From their actions, it was easy to see what was going on. They were deliberately looking for trouble. Master Void shouted, Qinlong, you have guts. Who let you in? Master Void, how have you been? Your temper is still so violent. Qinlong stopped. As for my guts, I've always been like this. It's not like you don't know. You're not welcome here. Tao Yuan's expression was not good. Scram from this place. The black-clothed Qin Long dug his ear. You want me to get the hell out? Brother Long, they are tired of living. We must teach them a good lesson later. The group of soldiers in black behind Qin Long laughed, as if they thought Tao Yuan's words were a joke. The members of the Holy Sword Sect behind Lin Fei all had angry expressions. If they gave the order, they would definitely kick them out. There was no need to doubt this at all. Master Void, Tao Yuan, if you want me to leave, you think you can just let me go? Have you considered whether you have the strength to do so? Qin Long disagreed. I forgot to tell you, I came here today to kick you out. A soldier in black immediately walked up and took out a golden piece of paper. Look at this first. When Master Void saw this golden piece of paper, his expression sank. How did you get this? Qin Long was very proud. I thought you didn't recognize this thing. Since you know, that's for the best. It saves me the trouble of explaining it. Lin Fei's divine sense spread out and silently read the words on the golden piece of paper. So it's a land deed. On the golden plate, it was clearly the title deed for the land under his feet. Why did Master Void and the others' expressions change? Apparently, this place had fallen into someone else's hands. How did this thing end up in your hands? Killing intent erupted from Master Void's eyes. What? You want to take it back from me? You might as well kill me. Qin Long threw his head back and laughed. Ha ha ha, I'm going to chase you out of here. Look at your pitiful, homeless appearance. This place had always been the headquarters of the Holy Sword. It could be said that this place was their home in the Holy Church. If Holy Sword's home was taken over, it would be a huge blow to the Holy Sword organization. An all-around blow was not as powerful as this move. The members of the Holy Sword would definitely be disheartened and withdraw from the organization, imperceptibly weakening their strength. This move was vicious. Master Void's group of 3 didn't expect such an important thing to fall into the hands of the other party. This was the Holy Palace, and they wanted to steal it? It didn't seem possible. Qin Long's strength was not much different from theirs. If the other party was prepared, they could forget about snatching it back. They realized that they had encountered a big problem. If they didn't deal with this matter well, the sword god sect's power in the Holy Palace would be greatly affected. They might even suffer a great loss and never be able to rise again. Once news of losing their headquarters spread, it would become a big joke. Everyone would think that the sword god sect's power in the Holy Palace was no longer enough. I'll give you half an hour to scram out of this place. Otherwise, I'll treat you like bandits. Qin Long laughed and said, Don't blame me for being impolite then. Qin Long's mission was very simple. Provoke the Holy Sword God sect to the point that they couldn't help but attack. Then he would make the Holy Sword God sect look good. Don't try to steal this thing from me. Qin Long waved the golden paper in his hand. My strength is about the same as yours. In fact, I'm really looking forward to you guys coming to steal it. Ha ha ha. The soldiers in black all laughed. They seemed to know that the other party wouldn't dare to attack. Killing was easy. However, stealing something was more difficult than killing someone, especially when the other party's strength was about the same. What should we do? Should we steal it or not? We can't just be kicked out by them. The three of them quickly looked for a way to deal with this. You said you want to kick us out of here? Just as Master Void and the others were about to make a mistake, Lin Fei stepped out. His eyes were like blades that slashed down from the sky. Qinlong had the strength of a late-stage scattered immortal. But this slash caused his mind to collapse. This blade contained endless power, and he retreated 3 steps. You think I don't dare to steal your thing? Lin Fei appeared before Qinlong, and his giant palm pressed down. Qinlong was startled and then sneered. This old man was waiting for you guys to attack. One on the left and one on the right. He was going to beat this brat to death. It was blocked. Qinlong's tyrannical fist technique was caught by the other party's 2 hands, so he couldn't take another step forward. Kneel. A force that was as immovable as a mountain pressed down on his shoulder. Qinlong immediately felt as if his internal organs were about to explode. Logically speaking, with the strength of a loose immortal, even a mountain might not be able to cause any damage. Plop! Qinlong knelt on the ground and coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. Quickly, save Brother Long. The subordinates behind him were all startled. The powerful Brother Long had been defeated by a young man. He had been completely defeated. Lin Fei's eyes widened. All of you kneel. The spiritual sustenance hypnotized the soldiers in black one by one. They knelt on the ground in a daze, and it was a spectacular scene. Who are you? There is no one like you in the Holy Sword sect. Qinlong raised his head with difficulty, as if he couldn't believe that his subordinates had been hypnotized. Leader is mighty. Leader is mighty. The members of the Holy Sword sect were all dumbfounded. This leader, whose cultivation wasn't high, was so powerful that he could suppress the other side with just a wave of his hand. This completely dispelled the doubts in their hearts. Qinlong's eyes almost popped out. You are the new leader of the Holy Sword sect? How is this possible? Qinlong, nothing is impossible. Master Void walked up and said, How can you know who our new leader is? Lin Fei's first move was a tyrannical suppression that suppressed Qinlong. This move completely shocked the 3 of them. Junior brother Lin Fei's accumulation was terrifying. They originally needed support, but now it seemed like they didn't need it anymore. Qinlong had just returned from outside and didn't know much about the recent situation. When he heard that the people of the Holy Sword sect were to be kicked out, he was the first to rush over. If Qinlong knew more, perhaps he wouldn't have encountered such a thing. Hand over the thing, Lin Fei said calmly. Qinlong sneered. The thing is in my hands. If you have the ability, then take it from me. Lin Fei looked at Qinlong with a pitiful expression. I originally wanted to give you a chance, but you didn't cherish it. Then don't blame me for being merciless. With a point of his finger, he hit the other side's dantian. Ah, my dantian, you destroyed my dantian. Lin Fei had destroyed the other side's dantian with a finger. He would never recover in this life. Everyone was terrified. With his dantian destroyed, Qinlong instantly aged, and Lin Fei easily obtained everything. You asked for it. Oh, right, everyone remember this Qinlong, or whatever he is, when he spar with us, he might accidentally explode his dantian. Therefore, sparring is risky. Qinlong, who originally had a vicious gaze, nodded. That's right, spar is risky. My dantian exploded by accident. The subordinates that were hypnotized also repeated these words. After all, this was just a spar, and then Qinlong's dantian exploded. Not good. Brother Long's dantian exploded. How could this happen? Wasn't it just a spar? Those people woke up and immediately helped Qinlong up. They didn't care about anything else and just ran away. Leader, you're the best. They will probably feel heartache for a long time after losing a loose immortal azure dragon. Master Void's way of addressing Lin Fei also changed. They knew too little about junior brother Lin Fei. Suppressing him was enough to shock them, but this wasn't the end. Instead, he crippled the other side with a finger. They couldn't bring themselves to do such a ruthless thing. Because of this, they understood one thing. Perhaps they weren't ruthless enough, which was why the holy sword fell to such a state. They were the ones who brought this upon themselves. Lin Fei also felt the change in how they addressed him. He wanted to persuade them, but he understood their intentions when he saw their expressions. You guys can take the Zhan Yuan crystals inside and distribute them. Qinlong had more than 3 billion Zhan Yuan crystals on him. He could be considered a rich man. Lin Fei didn't want the crystals and distributed them directly. This was the first time Lin Fei sat in the leader's position. He didn't know how to manage his subordinates. However, there was one thing he understood. Only by letting his subordinates have a good life would he be able to attract them. It had to be said that this move was useful everywhere. More than 400 people meant that each person would get less than 10 million Zhan Yuan crystals. This was a good start for the Holy Sword members, who hadn't enjoyed such benefits in a long time. At the same time, they saw hope. From the bottom of their hearts, they hoped that their leader would be a tyrannical person. What Lin Fei had displayed was what they wanted to see the most. When dealing with an enemy, one had to be ruthless. They also admired Lin Fei's generosity. Leader is mighty. Leader is mighty. Master Void and the others realized that they had done the right thing, which was to make Lin Fei the leader. At the same time, they admired the sect. They seemed to have expected this. Chapter 517. Holy Sword's Headquarters. The news of Qinlong's Dantian being destroyed spread throughout the entire Holy Sword organization. Everyone was in an uproar. They had always been arrogant and had never heard of such a thing. Qinlong, who was an independent immortal, had been destroyed. This was equivalent to slapping Holy Sword in the face. Anger. All the higher-ups of Holy Sword were angry. The Holy Sword sect was just a second-rate force, yet they dared to cripple Qinlong. This was no different from provoking a tyrant. They must be tired of living. What a powerful hypnosis! In the main hall of the headquarters, Qinlong insisted that his Dantian was accidentally destroyed during a spar. His subordinates could prove it. In their memories, Lin Fei had only lost in a sparring match. No matter how they asked, no matter what, they all said the same thing. It couldn't be anything else. In the main hall sat the higher-ups of Holy Sword. Qinlong's strength was destroyed, which undoubtedly affected Holy Sword's strength. In the Saint Hall, where there were many experts, there were many mysterious sects, saints, and emperors. The combat power of an independent immortal was the key. It could be said that the loss of an independent immortal would be a loss for any force. Although it wouldn't be a serious blow, it would still damage their foundation. The higher-ups, of course, wouldn't believe that Qinlong's Dantian was destroyed during the spar. They all thought that he had been hypnotized to say this. Bai Kuei, your mind hypnosis is the most powerful among us. See if you can undo it and let Qinlong recover his memory. At the head of the hall sat 3 people who looked almost the same. The one who asked the question was the one-eyed man on the left. Bai Kuei was also a higher-up in Holy Sword. He looked gentle and elegant. He waved the fan in his hand. Sword Master, I'll try my best. They all wanted to know what had happened to Qinlong. Holy Sword was a second-rate force. Even if Master Void and the others joined forces, they might not be able to defeat Qinlong. Not to mention that his Dantian was destroyed. They had to figure out what had happened. Once Qinlong regained consciousness, they would know the inside story. Bai Kuei stood up and walked to Qinlong. He pointed at the air, and a white shadow appeared, forming a white vortex. Wake up! This was Bai Kuei's mind summoning. He called people back from the depths to regain their consciousness and memories. The illusory figure appeared and destroyed all hypnosis, waking people up from their hypnosis. Qinlong's body shuddered before returning to normal. On the other hand, Bai Kuei's face was unsightly. How is this possible? Qinlong's hypnosis can't be broken? Blade Master, Qinlong has been hypnotized. There's nothing I can do. Bai Kuei turned around and said to the person seated above. The other members of the upper echelon couldn't help but reveal looks of shock. Bai Kuei's spirit force was the strongest among them. Even he couldn't undo the hypnosis. This undoubtedly cast a shadow over their heads. Holy Sword had produced an expert. This speculation was very likely to become a reality. Since when did the Holy Sword sect have another expert? If I am not mistaken, that expert should be Lin Fei. He is an expert in hypnosis. He is the only one who could cripple Qinlong. As soon as the person at the head of the table spoke, the expressions of the higher-ups changed, and they all revealed expressions of disbelief. They were indeed surprised that the Blade Master had spoken. Blade Master, is this Lin Fei really that powerful? Morong Hentian was the third of the three brothers. We'll know once we send someone to investigate. Lin Fei is in the limelight at the front lines of the mutated tribe. Apart from him, I really can't think of anyone else. There's no need to investigate. It should be Lin Fei. As a genius disciple of the Divine Sword sect, he will definitely join the Holy Sword. Xiao Qiu, who was in charge of the intelligence department, confirmed. For a moment, they all remembered the name Lin Fei. Blade Master, we can't just let Qinlong's matter go like this. Please allow me to bring people to teach Lin Fei a lesson. A bald man among the higher-ups stood up with a fierce gaze. He was the general of the Holy Sword. We must teach the Holy Sword a lesson. Otherwise, how will the other forces look at us? Another higher-up stood up and said angrily. They had to admit that Qinlong's elixir field was crippled, and they all felt pressured. If Lin Fei was really so overbearing and powerful, they would naturally resist him and not give the Holy Sword a chance to stand up. Maybe one day, they would also follow in Qinlong's footsteps. This was something they did not wish to see. The three Blade Masters had received the news before Lin Fei arrived. At that time, they did not think much of it. What could a mere Lin Fei do? After seeing what happened to Qinlong, they realized that Lin Fei was very powerful. It was beyond their expectations. It was no wonder that the other side had listed Lin Fei as a dangerous enemy. Just by crippling Qinlong, they were qualified to list Lin Fei as their number one dangerous enemy. Qinlong was a core member of the Holy Sword. Although he was not in the higher-ups, he was still an influential figure. Lin Fei crippled him just like that. He did not care about them at all. Don't be impatient. Murong Lu Shui, the second son of the Blade Master, said expressionlessly, the Holy Sword has to deal with Lin Fei as well. Now is not the time. When the time comes, there will be opportunities to deal with him. For a top-notch force like the St. Hall, rules were the most important. Since the second Blade Master had said so, the higher-ups were unhappy and could not attack again. The rules of the St. Hall were there. Qinlong had the strength of a tribulation scattered immortal, but he was still crippled and his dantian destroyed. To deal with a dangerous person like Lin Fei, they had to be fully prepared. Xiao Qiu, help me contact the people from the Sacred Palace. I am going to meet them. Murong Qing stood up. After Qinlong was crippled, Lin Fei also stayed in the base camp. At the same time, he was also a kind of guard. The Holy Sword was calmer than expected. Initially, he thought that they would not be able to sit still and would personally bring people to fight. In the end, the people arranged outside did not see any movements from the Holy Sword. This Holy Sword organization is not simple. Lin Fei really hoped that they would take the initiative to come to him and teach them a lesson. Unfortunately, they did not dare to come. It was good that they did not come. Lin Fei could also study martial arts in peace and not be affected by troubles. In the evening, a group of people appeared outside the base camp. Junior brother, come out. When there was no one around, Lin Fei still made them call him junior brother. It was uncomfortable to hear them call him junior brother. What's wrong? Did the Holy Sword organization's people come? Lin Fei was studying martial arts and thought that the Holy Sword organization's people had come. Master Void smiled. How could that be? I'm afraid that the Holy Sword Organization's people are busy investigating and will not come in a short period of time. Then he handed over an invitation. This was sent by the people from the Holy Battle Organization. They are outside. What do you think we should do? Sure enough, they came. Lin Fei was still wondering when the Sacred Palace and the Sacred Temple would arrive. When would the last super first-rate faction arrive? On the invitation, Lin Fei was invited to a banquet. This was Lin Fei's first time here, so he did not know much about this banquet. Master Void clearly understood the nature of this banquet and explained. This banquet is a high-end banquet of the Divine Palace. Our Holy Sword Organization could participate before, but our influence declined, so we didn't have the chance to. After hearing what you said yesterday, the Holy Battle Organization knows that you are someone who can be persuaded but not cowed, so they invited you to this banquet. After listening to this explanation, Lin Fei understood the meaning of this banquet. It was a banquet for exchanging benefits. The three superforces maintained the peace of the Empire and could control a portion of the benefits, so it was normal for them to exchange benefits. Junior brother, if you agree to go, it is best not to ruin your relationship with the Holy Battle Organization. Master Void also knew that Lin Fei had rejected the Sacred Palace and the Divine Palace. If the Holy Battle Organization also refused, it would not be good for the Holy Sword Organization's development. Offending three superforces was not a good thing. I know. The people from the Sacred Palace are too arrogant. I don't like them. The people from the Divine Palace are also not good people. I hope this person from the Holy Battle Organization can give me a good impression. If the Holy Battle Organization had a good impression, Lin Fei wouldn't mind cooperating. However, this would depend on the situation and could not be decided easily. Lin Fei tidied up a bit and walked out with Master Void. Your Excellency must be Lin Fei. There was a gentle young man standing at the door. When he saw Lin Fei come out, he walked up in a neither servile nor overbearing manner. I'm Lin Fei. I've made you wait for a long time. The young man's attitude was good, so Lin Fei didn't see any signs of irritation. Not at all. Are you sure you want to attend our banquet? Can I bring someone? Lin Fei said as he pointed at Master Void. Bringing someone is not a problem, right? The young man smiled. Originally, it wasn't allowed, but since you personally asked, I have to give you face. Otherwise, outsiders will think that the Holy Battle Organization is intolerant. Lin Fei had actually asked very casually. In truth, he just wanted to see the Holy Battle Organization's attitude. The Holy Battle Organization's attitude was better than he expected. They didn't refuse him, and their impression of him improved a lot. With Lin Fei's powerful divine sense, he could tell at a glance whether they were sincere or not. Your Excellency Lin Fei, please get on the carriage. A profound heavenly spirit, treasure-level black war chariot with 3 sage-level demon beasts. Pulling it was a show of respect to Lin Fei. Lin Fei and Master Void didn't hesitate to get on the chariot. The location of the banquet was not the Holy Battle Organization's headquarters, but the central area of a holy palace in a huge castle. Lin Fei already had some understanding of the holy palace. When he saw this castle, he recognized it as the most famous place in the holy palace. The holy palace's money-squandering den. A real money-squandering den. Lin Fei remembered this castle a long time ago and wanted to buy some mysterious heaven spirit treasures from it. The Holy Heaven Castle was very large, and it was divided into countless palaces. All kinds of banquets and receptions were gathered in the Holy Heaven Castle. There were many high-end transportation vehicles, and the people who came here were all people with powerful backgrounds. The black chariot finally stopped in front of a shining Jingguang Palace. The young man got off the carriage and took the initiative to introduce. This palace has been reserved by our Holy Battle Organization for a long time. Chapter 518. The Saint Heaven Castle was frequented by disciples of the Saint Hall. Each of them had a powerful background and were influential figures. At the same time, other than the Saint Hall, the young masters of some powerful forces would also come to the Saint Hall. As one of the top forces on the continent, the Saint Hall wouldn't refuse entry. The premise was that no one was allowed to cause trouble in the Saint Hall. This was the bottom line of the Saint Hall. The Saint Heaven Castle was a place where the young masters and ladies often visited. They enjoyed the highest level of luxury in the Saint Heaven Castle. When these young masters and ladies saw the chariot of the Saint Hall, they all paid attention to it. The one who greeted another young man was the fifth steward of the Saint Hall. He must be outstanding to be the fifth steward of the Saint Hall. It was hard not to notice him. Who is that young man? Steward Fifth looks very polite. Maybe he's the young master of that family. Young master? He doesn't look like one. I don't remember any young master from that family who is worthy of being greeted by Steward Fifth in person. The young masters and ladies began to discuss. Even though the eldest young master was the daughter of a noble clan, and he often frequented the sage halls, he was actually doing so to build connections. You've got it wrong. That's not a young master. Suddenly, someone with an imposing appearance said, "Do you know the first place of this year's Saint Hall ranking competition? Steward Wu is welcoming the first place, Lin Fei." It's him. No wonder Steward Wu welcomes him in person. Someone immediately remembered. Those who didn't know about the ranking competition in the Saint Hall also knew that the first place would be recorded, so it was easy to know. It seems that the Saint Hall is making a move again. The first place of the ranking competition can become the manager of an area. This year, several people have been promoted to empires and dynasties. It seems that the Saint Hall wants to get a share of the pie. Everyone present remembered the name of Lin Fei. At their level, they wouldn't judge others by their looks. Even though Lin Fei didn't seem to have a high level in their eyes, no one dared to look down on Lin Fei. Lin Fei had the capital to be the first place of the ranking competition. He walked into the palace. Lin Fei suddenly felt like he had walked into a dreamy palace. Resplendent crystal chandeliers decorated the palace in various colors. The thick fur of demonic beasts was like stepping on sand. With one look, one could tell that it was not cheap. Of course, Saint Heaven Castle was indeed rich to use these valuable things as a foundation. In the eyes of outsiders, the things that people fought for were just embellishments in Saint Heaven Castle. A top-tier faction like the Holy Church was worth it. At this time in the hall of the palace, groups of 3 to 5 people were standing together and chatting. There was an air of superiority everywhere. In fact, those who were able to enter this palace were all people with powerful backgrounds and powerful forces. When they saw Lin Fei enter, they casually glanced at him before returning to normal and continuing to chat about topics that belonged to their circle. Do you see, junior brother? Most of the people here are from outside forces. Master Void said with his divine sense, they all want to cooperate with some forces in the Holy Hall. Lin Fei casually looked around. This banquet was indeed a high-class banquet. The people who appeared here were either dignified and elegant or sexy and beautiful. Butler 5 said to Lin Fei, "Your Excellency Lin Fei, you can sit outside for a while. I'll take you to see the Holy Lord." Lin Fei smiled and said, "No problem." After Butler 5 left, Lin Fei said to Master Void, "Let's find a place to sit." The hall of the palace was very large and had a lot of space. The two of them found a quiet place to sit down and took out some snacks. Each snack was exquisite and beautiful, and they tasted quite good. Master Void introduced some young masters and daughters of influential families to Lin Fei. It would not be wrong to get to know them first. "Holy Lord, I'm back." The fifth steward appeared in a small palace and stood respectfully behind a young man dressed in white. Lin Fei came. Butler 5 said he came. I told him to stay in the hall. The young master in white turned around. His entire body was ethereal, as if he was thousands of kilometers away. He gave off an unfathomable feeling and casually asked, "What do you think of Lin Fei?" Butler 5 thought for a bit and said, "If Holy Lord wants Lin Fei to join us in the Holy War, the chances are not high. If we cooperate, there should be a certain degree of certainty. Lin Fei is a strong person, or else he wouldn't have crippled Holy Blade, a loose immortal, and he wouldn't have refused the Holy Palace. If Holy Lord wants to cooperate, he must personally see Lin Fei. Go and arrange it. After the banquet, I'll meet him." The young master in white smiled. He believed Butler 5's words without a doubt. Butler 5 nodded and left. "Wait a minute." Butler 5 stopped. "Holy Lord, do you have any other orders? If the witch comes, tell her I'm not here." The young master in white revealed a rare, helpless expression. "Just tell her I went to a secret realm." Butler 5 said, "Holy Lord, rest assured." Hall of the palace. Men and women were gathered together. Lin Fei got to know a lot of people here from Master Void. He only knew a few of them, but that was enough. The food in this palace is pretty good. Lin Fei ate a fruit called Ice and Fire 9 Heavens. Every time he took a bite, ice and fire intersected, making his body feel comfortable. Holy Heaven Castle is a top force, and the fruits here are things you can't find outside. Even if there are, they are very expensive. Ordinary people really can't afford them. Master Void wasn't polite. This kind of opportunity was rare, so he naturally wouldn't be polite. Outside the palace, more people came in. Master Void also noticed it. "Junior brother, the people from the Holy Palace are here. Do you see the young master in red? It is said that he is from the new empire, the Mu family." Lin Fei followed the gaze and looked over. Coincidentally, the red-clad young master also looked over, his gaze filled with hostility. Mu family empire. This name was very difficult for Lin Fei to forget. If it wasn't for the fact that his strength had increased, it would have been troublesome for him to deal with the foreign races. In a top force like the Holy Palace, Lin Fei wasn't surprised to see people from the Mu family. However, when he saw that they were with the Holy Palace, he became vigilant. It looks like they are going to cooperate. Master Void had some information. At this moment, the young master in red said a few words to the person next to him, and then a group of people walked toward Lin Fei. "Junior brother, do you have enmity with the people from the Mu family?" Master Void felt killing intent from the young master in red. "I killed the son of their ancestor." Lin Fei smiled and said, "Now they have their eyes on me." If it was before, Master Void wouldn't care. What was an emperor? Now that the Mu family had become an empire and their strength had increased by leaps and bounds, they could no longer be underestimated. "Don't worry, this is a palace reserved for the Holy War. No one dares to behave atrociously here, not even the people from the Holy Palace." Master Void wasn't worried about anything happening. Lin Fei said with a smile, "I'm really disappointed that they didn't make a move. I killed them on the spot. That's a good thing." "You are the Lin Fei who killed Mu Clan's Chongkong and Mu Clan's hero?" The red-robed young master stood in front of Lin Fei and spoke in a cold tone. The people who were chatting casually also noticed this scene. They all knew the people from the Sacred Palace. Naturally, they also knew the people from the Mu Empire who had just been promoted. "You people of the Mu clan are really ignorant. Your people want to kill me, so of course I have to kill them." Lin Fei leisurely ate the fruit. "I can't let them kill me, right? As for the hero of the Mu clan, I didn't kill him. Didn't he flee to avoid punishment?" "Good, very good." The young man in red sneered. "Don't think that you can sit back and relax just because you're in the Saint Hall. You killed a disciple of our Mu clan. I will kill you sooner or later. Remember my name, Mu Clan's Baoyin." This red-robed young master, Mu Clan's Baoyin, was a direct descendant of the Mu Empire. The Empire quickly received the news that the higher-ups of the Mu clan were killed on the front lines of the Mu clan. At the same time, another empire began to exert pressure on the Mu Empire. The mastermind was Lin Fei. When Mu clan's Bao Yun saw Lin Fei, his first thought was to kill him. The Mu Empire had issued a kill order for Lin Fei. As a direct descendant of the Mu Empire, Mu clan's Bao Yun longed to kill Lin Fei and make it a great achievement for himself. Not a bad name. Lin Fei shook his head. Unfortunately, I don't remember the names of the people I kill. You are not qualified for me to remember your name. Mu clan's Bao Yun was very confident in killing Lin Fei, especially since he had formed an alliance with the Sacred Palace. He didn't take Lin Fei seriously. Mu clan's Bao Yun endured his good upbringing, especially in front of so many people. Arguing with a country bumpkin was really nothing. Humph, sharp-tongued. When you fall into my hands, let's see how you can still be arrogant. Mu clan's Bao Yun snorted coldly. Lin Fei directly chose to ignore these words. Are you done talking? If you have nothing else to say, then scram as far as you can. Don't appear in front of me. Don't you know that when you stand here, I lose my appetite? Mu clan's Bao Yun was a handsome young master. In the end, he was humiliated by Lin Fei like a clown. His face turned red. A middle-aged man at the side spoke. Brother Bao Yun, there's no need to be angry. Lin Fei raised his eyebrows. You're that person again. Is it your turn to speak? No one will think you're mute if you don't speak. Pucci. Those who were watching from the side couldn't help but laugh. This Lin Fei's words were really interesting. Didn't he know that in front of him was an elder of the Sacred Palace and a direct descendant of the Mu Empire? Offending them wouldn't end well. The Sacred Palace elder was obviously angry. Lin Fei, you're quite bold. Do you really think that I can't deal with you? From the moment Lin Fei appeared in the palace of the Sacred War, the Sacred Palace elder knew that it would be difficult for them to recruit Lin Fei. So he didn't have a good attitude. What? You still want to attack me? Lin Fei took a bite of fruit. I'm sitting here. Come and hit me? I don't have the guts. Major General, you keep saying harsh words. Lin Fei didn't know how many words he had in his stomach. The Sacred Palace elder wasn't good at swearing. How could he be his opponent? After exchanging blows, the Sacred Palace elder flew into a rage. Lin Fei didn't want to cooperate with the Sacred Palace in the first place. Moreover, he had booked the palace for the Sacred War. Seeing is believing. He didn't need to explain. They would have the first impression, so there was nothing to discuss. Therefore, Lin Fei wasn't worried that something would happen. He looked down on them fiercely. You're far from being good at swearing. The Sacred Palace elder and the Mu clan storm cloud were no match for Lin Fei at all. Both of their faces were flushed red, and then they turned into poker faces. One look, and one could tell that a storm was coming. Lin Fei, I want to fight you. Do you dare? The Mu clan's storm cloud was furious. When had a proud son of heaven been scolded to the point where he couldn't fight back? He immediately proposed a battle. Lin Fei rolled his eyes. I'll fight you just because you say so. Are you stupid? How can you say something like that? If I were you, I might as well go out and kill myself. I've never seen a fool like you. You're already hopeless. The Mu clan storm cloud was so angry that he couldn't speak. What are you talking about? Don't you know that I'm very busy now? Lin Fei waved his hand. You, give me another plate of this fruit. It tastes good. Everyone looked at Lin Fei, feeling that he was a monster. This Lin Fei had really offended the Sacred Palace and the Mu Empire. What they didn't know was that Lin Fei had been at odds with them for a long time. Offending him now and offending him in the future was the same. Moreover, this scene was seen by the people of the Sacred War. They would be sorry if they didn't do something. The Mu clan storm cloud had never felt so aggrieved. He couldn't kill the person in front of him and could only watch. He could guarantee that there was nothing more tragic than this in the world. This was the Saint Heaven Castle. The Mu clan storm cloud wouldn't dare to make a move even if he had 100 guts, unless he wanted to die here. It was obvious how uncomfortable it was for him to swallow his anger. If you're angry, just let it out. Don't hold it in. Lin Fei ate the fruit again. Be careful not to hurt yourself. That won't be good. The Mu clan storm cloud had never seen such a shameless person. He kept telling himself to stay calm. He was afraid that he would attack Lin Fei impulsively. You don't have to provoke me. It's useless. I'll attack you here. The Mu clan storm cloud didn't lose his mind and immediately understood Lin Fei's sinister intentions. Swoosh! At the entrance of the hall, two figures suddenly appeared, instantly attracting everyone's attention. One of them was a man with purple hair. He was extremely dazzling. His entire body was purple, even his eyes were purple. He exuded an evil aura. The Lord of the Sacred Palace is here. What an evil man! When the man in purple appeared, the people who were watching the show immediately shifted their direction. A Lord of the Sacred Palace, an Elder of the Sacred Palace, a member of the Mu Empire. At this moment he seemed insignificant. Even they turned their eyes, obviously with jealousy. The Lord of the Sacred Palace? Lin Fei also looked over. But when his eyes fell on the woman in black, his expression couldn't help but change. He couldn't stay calm anymore. He wondered if his eyes were playing tricks on him. Why would this girl appear in this place? There was no reason. Chapter 519. That black-clad girl was too familiar. It was the black-clad demoness who had worked together with him to steal something from the Flying Dragon Dynasty. If not for her good luck, she would have been killed. Speaking of this, Lin Fei was filled with rage. She let him attract the hatred while she slipped away. Shameless to the extreme. Similarly, if not for the black-clad demoness, Lin Fei would not have reached great perfection in his azure dragon true body, which would have been of great use in the battle later on. Lin Fei had both love and hate for the black-clad demoness. It was a very complicated feeling. On one hand, she caused him trouble, making him a scapegoat and being hunted down. On the other hand, she helped him increasing his strength. He could not help but feel conflicted. Never mind, it's all in the past. There's no need for me to fuss over it. Lin Fei said to himself, I'm a man. Why should I fuss over it? However, Lin Fei did not want to greet the demoness. She seemed to notice it and revealed an imperceptible joy. Then she turned and walked over to Lin Fei. Seeing this, Lin Fei felt a headache. Damn it, can you pretend you don't know anything? Don't bother me, okay? From the bottom of his heart, Lin Fei knew that this demoness was not a good person. She was purely a troublemaker. She would either cause trouble for herself or trouble for others. Qian, what are you doing over there? The purple-clad young master asked curiously, his tone filled with a faint tyranny. None of your business. The black-clad girl replied without even turning her head. The purple-clad young master smiled bitterly and chased after her with large strides. Scram! The Sacred Palace Elder and the Mu Clan Storm Cloud went up to welcome her, their faces filled with smiles. This was especially so for the Mu Clan Storm Cloud. He was extremely excited. This was the young mistress of a true giant. If he could gain her favor, it would be equivalent to reaching the heavens in a single step. Miss Beigong. The Mu Clan Storm Cloud revealed a smile that he thought was charming. The black-clad girl did not even look at him. Her words caused the expressions of the Sacred Palace Elder and the Mu Clan Storm Cloud to change drastically. They subconsciously walked to the side. They could not accept this. Not looking for us. Looking for Lin Fei. Stormy Cloud of the Mu Clan was the first to react. He still had an ugly smile on his face. If he wasn't looking for them, then he was looking for Lin Fei behind them. Beigong Qian appeared in front of Lin Fei with a playful smile. You're really lucky. You're still alive. When the crowd heard this, they couldn't help but sweat profusely. Then, they prepared to watch the show with glee. Among the people present, there were some who didn't know the origins of this woman in black. but when the people next to them mentioned her, they shut their mouths decisively. He did not dare to speak carelessly. Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan had thought that Miss Baigong knew Lin Fei, and felt especially depressed and aggrieved. But when he suddenly heard these words, his eyes instantly lit up. Lin Fei, you've not only offended our Mu clan empire, but you've also offended young Miss Baigong. You're dead for sure this time. I don't even need to do anything. With just young Miss Baigong's attitude, who knows how many people will kill you in private to gain her favor and leave a good impression. Lin Fei, you really have guts. You even dare to offend Miss Baigong. Mu clan's Stormy Cloud laughed coldly as he stood out. Baigong Qianshan's eyes flashed with anger as she glared at Lin Fei. So you're called Lin Fei. I thought you'd die at their hands. Lin Fei knew that this demoness was definitely up to no good when she came over. I'm lucky. The heavens don't want to take me. The Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan did not notice the change in Baigong Qianshan at all. He was deliberately trying to make things difficult for Lin Fei. If the Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan had calmed down, he would have been able to tell that there was no anger in Baigong Qianshan's tone. Miss Baigong, you have to be careful. This Lin Fei has done all sorts of bad things. Our Mu clan empire is currently searching for him. Mu clan's Stormy Cloud spoke again. Get out of here. Baigong Qianshan turned around and frowned. She looked like she was going to kill him if he didn't get lost. Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan was stunned. The others were also stunned. What the hell was going on? The Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan did not know what he had done wrong to make Miss Baigong so angry. But if he got out of here, he would lose all his face. He would not have to come to Saint Heaven Castle anymore. He would be laughed at the moment he came. Miss Baigong, for the sake of our sacred palace, please do me a favor. Ignorance is not a crime, okay? The elder of the sacred palace and the Mu clan empire were partners. He could not let Mississippi Baigong drive the Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan out. Your sacred palace is so important that I don't care. Baigong Qianshan sneered. If you don't get out, I'll send you out. No. Baigong Qianshan struck out with her palm. A black whirlpool appeared and instantly transferred the two of them out. They did not even have time to react. At the gate of Saint Heaven Castle, a huge black whirlpool appeared out of nowhere. Two figures fell out of the whirlpool. The people going in and out of the gate were all stunned. Damn it, the elders of the sacred palace and the people of the Mu clan empire were sent out. Who was so bold? Were they not afraid of offending them? Everyone was guessing and consciously stayed away from them. Blind guy. Baigong Qianshan snorted. Everyone in the palace secretly gasped. This Miss Baigong was so domineering. No wonder she was the princess of the demon clan. They must not offend her in the future. Qianshan, how could you send them out? The purple-clad man said in a reproachful tone. They should have burned incense in their previous lives if I didn't kill them. Baigong Qianshan snorted and turned to look at Lin Fei. You helped me a lot last time. If you have any trouble in the future, just come and find me. Everyone was shocked again. What was going on? It turned out that this Lin Fei and Miss Baigong knew each other. No wonder the elder of the sacred palace and the Stormy Cloud of the Mu clan were driven out. Wasn't he looking for trouble for himself? The purple-clad man was also slightly stunned. Then he recovered and said, So you're Lin Fei. No wonder you could take first place in the ranking competition. Damn it, this guy wants to kill me. Lin Fei had a powerful divine sense that ordinary people didn't have. Others couldn't see or feel the purple-clad man's change in an instant, but he did. It's just first place in the ranking competition. Such a trivial matter is nothing to brag about. Lin Fei replied indifferently. He wondered why this guy wanted to kill him. Lin Fei didn't remember meeting him before. Tonight was the first time. It would be strange if he didn't feel strange to have such a strong killing intent. The purple-clad man smiled. Then, if you have any trouble in the future, you can find me. Everyone has to give me some face because of my sacred palace. Find you in trouble? You're probably looking forward to me getting into trouble. What a hypocrite. Everyone in the sacred palace is the same. No need. It's not good for our cultivation to find someone when we're in trouble. Lin Fei shook his head. In my opinion, once we're in trouble, we'll kill them all. No matter who they are, we'll kill them all. Dead people don't look for trouble. Don't you think so? That's why I'll kill all those people who come looking for trouble. They won't come looking for trouble anymore. Lin Fei, I didn't expect you to be such a domineering person. Beigong Qianqian laughed. Are you interested in coming to our demon sect to train? With your talent, you'll definitely become an outstanding talent in the future. At this moment, Lin Fei finally realized why the sacred palace lord wanted to kill him. It was all because of Beigong Qianqian. Lin Fei, you're a professional seducer. How could you forget all this? Mother *Ker, the sacred palace lord, is jealous. Lin Fei instantly understood. He wondered if he had degenerated after staying in the Xiantian continent for so long. He couldn't even see such a simple thing, and he still dared to call himself a seducer? Killing and fighting. I don't like it. Lin Fei wasn't afraid of offending the sacred palace lord. Since the sacred palace lord wanted to kill him, what was there to worry about? Your demon sect doesn't have a holy maiden. I've always wanted to hook up with one. I'm looking forward to it. Shameless. Beigong Qianqian immediately became ruthless. The purple-robed young master glared at Lin Fei and chased after her. She's finally gone. This little girl is really a witch. Her mood changes so quickly. Lin Fei thought to himself. In his eyes, Beigong Qianqian was a witch. She could kill whoever she wanted and be good to whoever she wanted. Junior brother, how did you offend Beigong Qianqian? Master Void was covered in cold sweat from fear. That's right. What is the background of this Beigong Qianqian? Everyone looks so scared. Lin Fei sat down and picked up a fruit. He bit into it, and the juice flowed out. Master Void sighed. Miss Beigong is the daughter of the demon sect master. What do you think her background is? Demon sect master? Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. Her background was too big. The demon sect ruled the entire demon sect and gathered all the demon sect forces together to form a powerful force. The demon sect master became a true giant on the continent. He could stand shoulder to shoulder with a top force like the Holy Church and was recognized as one of the overlords of the continent. Beigong Qianqian was the princess of the demon sect, a high and mighty princess. Princesses of dynasties and empires couldn't compare to her at all. Her status was different. Lin Fei finally understood why they were afraid. He also understood why they were able to sneak into the Flying Dragon Dynasty and obtain so many treasures. They had the capital. Now you understand. Master Void was worried. I hope Miss Beigong won't hold this matter in her heart. Otherwise, our days will not be good. Senior brother, you don't have to worry. Miss Beigong won't deal with us. Lin Fei said. We have nothing to do with her. I hope so. Master Void didn't completely believe it and pondered how to deal with it. Lin Fei also knew that there was no point in continuing to talk. Lin Fei didn't really believe what Master Void said about suppressing them. Instead, the Holy Temple's Temple Lord would do something. A jealous man could do anything. Suppressing them was inevitable. If there was a chance, they would want to kill him. Chapter 520. The sudden change in the banquet was quickly digested by everyone. Of course, they also remembered Lin Fei's name. If it was before, they might have remembered Lin Fei because of the ranking competition. However, with the appearance of the demon sex princess, their impression of Lin Fei had risen to another level. They couldn't afford to offend the demon sex princess. They didn't want to offend Lin Fei either. If Miss Beigong was unhappy, they wouldn't know what to say. Similarly, They wouldn't bother with Lin Fei and wouldn't try to befriend him. The Holy Palace, the Holy Temple, and Lin Fei had offended all of them. Everyone here was very smart. Lin Fei had publicly rejected their good intentions. If they couldn't even understand the simple meaning behind his words, then there was no need for them to appear. The Holy Palace was one of the 3 top forces, and Lin Fei had offended 2 of them. Unless they were idiots, they wouldn't try to befriend him. It wasn't worth it. If Lin Fei could resist the suppression of 2 of them, they might try to befriend him. However, they wouldn't help either side right now. They would wait and see. Less than 2 hours later, the banquet was over. Your Excellency Lin Fei, sorry to keep you waiting. The 5th butler appeared again. The Holy Lord wants to see you. Follow me. Sorry for the trouble. Lin Fei stood up and told Master Void to go back first. He would go back after seeing the Holy Lord. In truth, Lin Fei had told Master Void to go back first because he wanted Master Void to be prepared. There was no harm in being prepared. In the back of the palace, Lin Fei saw the Holy Lord of the Holy Battle Palace. He was also a very young guy. If the Holy Temple's Lord was evil, then the Holy Lord of the Holy Battle Palace was much more ordinary. He gave off a powerful aura and was a true expert. Sit. Lin Fei wasn't polite and sat down before the Holy Lord. The young master in white said, "Are you surprised?" I, the Holy Lord, didn't give off a bright feeling. Lin Fei was taken aback. He nodded and said, "It's really unexpected. It's beyond my imagination. People don't need anything. What they need is strength. This is my personal opinion." The white-robed young master said, "I invited you here. As for why, you should know." Lin Fei didn't say anything. "You are the champion of this year's ranking competition. You can control an empire's territory," the white-robed young master said calmly. "What I mean is very simple. No matter which empire you choose, our holy war requires 70% of the profits. If it's 70%, I won't agree." Lin Fei shook his head. "Ruthless, too ruthless. I can give you 10% at most." Lin Fei said 70% of the profits meant that he had almost no profits left in his hands. This was not a good thing for the development of Holy Sword. The white-dressed man's face suddenly darkened. "Do you think I will agree? You know that I have offended the Saint Palace and the Saint Sanctum. It doesn't matter to me if I reject your sacred war." Lin Fei laughed. "When the time comes, I can just leave. It doesn't matter to me, right?" The white-dressed man suddenly laughed. His temperament was unpredictable. "You are a selfish person," Lin Fei retorted. "What's wrong with being selfish? When I can't be satisfied, I'd rather be selfish. We cultivators are all selfish. For individuals, the sect is a shelter. If I'm not happy, I'll leave the sect. That's a very normal thing." The white-dressed man didn't doubt his words at all. Originally, the white-dressed man wanted to scare Lin Fei. Unfortunately, the other party didn't fall for it. 10% is too little. At least 60%. 20% is my limit. If you don't agree, then forget it. I would rather not get involved in this kind of thing. Lin Fei pretended to stand up. 25% is my limit. It's a little difficult. 25% it is then. The two quickly reached an agreement. After Lin Fei left, Butler 5 came in and asked, "Young lord, isn't your limit 50%? The white-dressed man said something very profound. If it was someone else, 70% would be necessary, but he is Lin Fei. The white-dressed man was at a loss. People like Lin Fei can do anything. As he said, he is not a core member of the Saint Palace and is just a stronghold of the Sword God sect. He can give it up at any time, and there is no loss for him. However, it is different for us." The white-dressed man smiled and said, "The most important thing is that Lin Fei will be a good helper." Butler 5 seemed to understand. "The Holy Lord wants to use Lin Fei to fight against the Saint Palace and the Saint Palace? Can Lin Fei do it? Why not? using 25% in exchange for a good helper. In my opinion, it is worth it. This is a very good deal. Back at the Holy Sword God sect, Lin Fei first explained the situation, which was about the cooperation. When they heard that the Holy War would take 25%, Master Void and the others were shocked. According to what they knew, anyone who cooperated with the Holy War would take 60% to 70% of the profits. This kind of change was very rare. After Lin Fei explained it again and again, Master Void and the others believed him. After the Holy Sword God sect and the Holy War reached an agreement, they had formed an alliance. Although this alliance was not stable, with enough time, they believed that this alliance would last for a long time. As for why the Holy War would take 25%, Lin Fei knew very well. It was to let him deal with the Saint Palace and the Saint Palace. Junior brother, this is from the Holy War. Master Void came in with a document and revealed a serious expression. It looks like even the Holy War can't sit still and wants me to act. This was a confidential document that involved a deal tonight. It was a deal between the Saint Palace and a big force outside. The location and time of the deal were recorded in detail. Master Void clearly hesitated. I knew it would be like this. The extra 25% won't be easy to get. Lin Fei disagreed. In any case, we are enemies with the Saint Palace. It would be a pity if we didn't destroy their deal. Junior brother, you want to act? Lin Fei nodded. Our Holy Sword God sect is currently a second-rate force. The Holy War wants to cooperate with us, but they want to see our strength first. If we don't act, it means we will lose the opportunity to cooperate. We must go. I'll go with Tao Yuan and the others. Master Void was decisive. You guys guard the Holy Sword God sect with me. I'll go alone. Lin Fei stopped Master Void. Even if you go, it might not be useful. I'm afraid the people from the Saint Palace and the Saint Palace are watching us. But Junior brother, a black-robed person appeared behind Lin Fei. His aura was exactly the same as Lin Fei's. Isn't this enough? I believe they won't be able to tell. Second origin soul. Master Void was shocked, and then he said, It's not an origin soul, it has flesh and blood. Lin Fei said, This is not a second origin soul. I cultivated a cultivation method that inherited everything I learned. No one will be able to see through it. As Lin Fei's strength increased, so did his avatar's strength. It had reached the peak of an imperial realm and had the combat power of 10 peak imperial realms. Master Void was very surprised. We really don't need to go. With Junior Brother's avatar here, they won't know you went out. There's no time to lose. I'm going to set off now. Lin Fei left his avatar and the killing sword in his avatar's hand. The deal was at midnight, and Lin Fei didn't want to miss it. It just so happened that the Holy Sword God sect lacked cultivation resources, so why not steal one from the Saint Palace? After coming out of the base, Lin Fei didn't leave early. He first looked around the base and found that it was filled with spies staring at the Holy Sword God sect. Just treat it as my proof that you have nowhere to vent your bitterness. Lin Fei sneered as he merged with the void and left the Saint Palace. At the same time, a woman in black appeared not far away. What a good Lin Fei. I really underestimated you. You cultivated a second origin soul mystic technique, and I was almost tricked by you. You must have gone out to do bad things in the middle of the night. The woman in black was Beigong Chanchan. Beigong Chanchan originally wanted to find Lin Fei, but when she saw Lin Fei come out, if it wasn't for the fact that she had a powerful treasure, she might not have been able to find him. That's why she followed him all the way. Lin Fei's speed was very fast. After half an hour, he was 80 to 90 million kilometers away. This place was still within the Saint Palace. It should be up ahead. Lin Fei slowed down and moved another 5 million kilometers. His powerful divine sense saw suspicious people ahead and knew he had found the right place. 2 black warships stopped in the sky. On one warship was the word St. Palace. Lin Fei knew he had found the right place. St. Palace's transaction was here. The Holy War's intelligence department is very powerful. There must be a high-level spy in the St. Palace. Lin Fei thought, "Tonight, I'll rob them clean and collect some interest first." Just as Lin Fei was preparing to rob others, Beigong Qianqian caught up and hit her tracks well. "I see." Seeing the St. Palace's warship, Beigong Qianqian understood everything. This guy is really overbearing. We were just quarreling at night, and now he's robbing the St. Palace's things. It's a pity that he doesn't join the demon sect. The transaction begins. The two warships were leaning against each other. A group of people stood together at the bow, preparing to trade. The things are on the warship. Send someone in to take inventory, a St. Palace elder said to another person. Immediately, someone entered the warship and began to take inventory. "Why isn't your lord here?" the St. Palace elder said. "The lord has urgent matters to deal with. He was originally prepared to come personally, but the Lord asked me to inform you. Kill." Lin Fei also attacked at this time. The God Slayer technique, with the might of a sky immortal, rumbled and crushed down. The group of people at the bow suffered heavy injuries. Those with weak, primordial spirits were instantly killed by the God Slayer. The rest were not much better off. There's an ambush. These people reacted, and the second wave of God Slayer technique crushed down. Almost everyone at the bow died. Only the St. Palace elder, the leader of the other faction, was left. Die. Lin Fei rushed down, and with a single move, he killed the Holy Temple elder. Chapter 521. P.S. Thank you. Realistic reward. With his powerful divine sense, Lin Fei could generally imitate other people's fist arts. Lin Fei's first move was to imitate other people's fist arts. His body and soul were familiar, and then he used his dense genuine to display it, making it hard for others to tell whether it was real or fake. Who? After killing the Holy Palace elder, he killed the leader of another faction in the blink of an eye. When Lin Fei was about to collect the spoils, there was a movement behind him, and without any explanation, he used ghostly appear and disappear. Ghostly fist was known as a fist art created by the ghostly god. It excelled in speed and was unpredictable. At the same time, it was also a relatively easy martial art to learn. Ghostly appear and disappear was just like its name. It excelled in the element of surprise and could kill the opponent with one move. A thunderous strike, not allowing the opponent to resist. Many people learned this move as a sneak attack. There was a movement behind him, and Lin Fei used a killing move. No matter who it was, he would kill them first. What happened here could not be leaked out. "Lin Fei, how dare you?" With a proud snort, a black-clothed girl appeared in front of Lin Fei, blocking the move. "Why are you here?" Lin Fei stopped and no longer attacked. He was surprised. How could this girl follow him? If not for the slight movement just now, he would not have noticed. Why can't I come?" Beigong Qianqian was very angry. "I thought you were going to kill me." Beigong Qianqian was indeed shocked by Lin Fei's strength, and that was why she showed a slight movement. Lin Fei said seriously, "Miss Beigong, you were behind me, and you did not tell me who it was. I thought it was a fish that escaped the net, so of course I had to use a killing move." Beigong Qianqian snorted, dissatisfied. "You even have a reason." Lin Fei naturally did not dare to kill Beigong Qianqian, and he might not be able to kill her. The princess of a demon sect would always have a treasure on her, and if she summoned the sect leader behind her, it would not be a joke. Not being able to kill her was really a headache. "What do you want?" "I want half of the profits." Beigong Qianqian smiled proudly. Lin Fei rolled his eyes. "You're really ruthless. The moment you open your mouth, you want half of the benefits. Can't you see that I've been busy for so long?" Beigong Qianqian had Lin Fei in her grasp. Say it again if you dare. I saw that you killed them in a few breaths, and you still have the nerve to work for so long? Your skin is really thick. No matter what you say, I want half of the benefits. Otherwise, I'm afraid I won't be able to control my mouth. You're good. Lin Fei did not want to waste any more time. It was hard to guarantee that he would not attract the people from Holy Sanctum over. One worship per person. Everything inside belongs to you. Lin Fei couldn't be bothered to tidy it up. It just so happened that each of them had a battleship. After all, they were trading cultivation resources. Bei Gong Qianqian accepted it without hesitation. After splitting the spoils, Lin Fei plundered the Holy Sanctum elder and the others, leaving nothing behind. It was even cleaner than a mouse sweeping the floor. I couldn't tell that you're a person who wants everything, Bei Gong Qianqian teased. You're the demon sex princess. You can have anything you want, and I can't have anything I want. If I don't rely on myself, when will I ever reach the end of my life? Lin Fei retorted. In our eyes, everything has its use. As the demon sex princess, Bei Gong Qianqian naturally had everything she wanted. Hearing Lin Fei's words, it seemed like she was holding something in, and she was very unhappy. But aren't you afraid that the Holy Sanctum will find out? Lin Fei did not think much of it. If you don't say it, and I don't say it, who knows? I've been in the Holy Sanctum the whole night, and I've never left it. If Long Outyan finds out, he'll probably vomit blood. The Holy Sanctum leader? Of course. Why else would he look so arrogant? He has 1/3 of the dragon bloodline, Bei Gong Qianqian said grumpily. Dragon bloodline? Lin Fei was shocked. No wonder he looks like everyone owes him money. Bei Gong Qianqian burst into laughter. I'm afraid only someone like you would dare say something like that. After collecting his spoils and sending the corpses into the boundless void, Lin Fei called it a day and left. Miss Bei Gong, when are you going to stop following me? Lin Fei stopped, feeling very helpless. I'm not following you. You're going back to the Holy Sanctum. And I'm going back to the Holy Sanctum too. Bei Gong Qianqian gave him a "you can't do anything to me" smile. Lin Fei was truly defeated by Bei Gong Qianqian. My dear lady, stop tormenting me. If you have something to say, just say it. Don't hide it in your heart, or else it'll cause other problems. I need you to do something for me. I knew it. You don't come to me for nothing. Lin Fei thought. Why should I do anything for you? Lin Fei was very displeased. After a busy night, his worship was occupied by someone else. Anyone would be displeased. You know about the secret heavens vault, right? Lin Fei's eyes lit up. The last time he came out of sinful paradise, he seemed to have been framed like this. I know the treasure map is in your hands. Don't you want to share some benefits with me? Lin Fei was very concerned. If I didn't attract them back then, you might not have been able to escape. Bei Gong Qianqian knew she had found the right person. This matter is related to the secret heavens vault. But before that, you have to answer me a question. What do you want to ask? Just ask. Has your divine sense reached an extremely high level, comparable to a 6th or 7th tribulation, scattered immortals' divine sense? Bei Gong Qianqian did not expect Lin Fei's divine sense to reach the sky immortal level. I'll just make do. Lin Fei was ambiguous. As for the sky immortal's divine sense, he naturally would not say it out loud. It was one of his trump cards. The secret heavens vault will open in a year. I want you to accompany me. When the time comes, you get 30% and I'll get 70%. Bei Gong Qianqian said to Lin Fei. Lin Fei laughed. That doesn't seem very fair. If I accompany you to the secret heavens vault, I'll get 30% and you'll get 70%. I dare say you want me to help you with a very important matter. Isn't that too much of a deal? Lin Fei had found the crux of Bei Gong Qianqian's matter. Go or not. I have all the time in the world to find someone to help me. Bei Gong Qianqian snorted, her expression indifferent. Lin Fei did not believe her. If it's so easy to find someone with a powerful divine sense, you wouldn't have made such a ruckus just now. Just admit it. 50% isn't much. With a fighter like me, it's worth it. You're shameless. Same here. Lin Fei did not believe that this chick would reject him. My divine senses, strength won't disappoint you. Bei Gong Qianqian glared at him. You're good. 50% it is. If you don't meet my requirements, I'll chop you into 18 pieces. She left after saying that. The princess of a demonic sect is indeed domineering. Lin Fei was really looking forward to the treasures in the secret heavens vault. There was still a year left, so there was no need to rush. The Sanctum Elder was killed, and the Sanctum Elder would know immediately. Elder-level experts would leave behind soul fragments, and once the fragments exploded, it was equivalent to death. Something went wrong in the deal. Someone immediately sent the news to Long Outyen. Long Outyen's expression was ugly that night. Investigate. Find out who did it. I want his entire family wiped out. The subordinate immediately left. Men, find out if that brat Lin Fei is still in the St. Hall. Long Outyen's first suspicion was the Sacred War. Others might not know about this kind of deal, but the Sacred War would definitely hear about it. Therefore, Long Outyen suspected that the Sacred War was up to no good and leaked the news. Soon the news came back. Long Outyen frowned. Lin Fei is still in the St. Hall? Did the Sacred War arrange for someone else to do it? It was just a deal, and the loss was a loss. The only thing Long Outyen was unhappy about was that no one had ever dared to snatch something from him. Bring some people to test whether Lin Fei is really there or not. I very much suspect that the Sacred War arranged for Lin Fei to do it. An expert of Long Outyen's level had always been very confident in his feelings. Long Outyen knew from the bottom of his heart that Lin Fei wasn't a yes man. Instead, he was an extremely daring person who was capable of doing anything. Lin Fei was very suspicious. Long Outyen could not do anything to the Sacred War. Without any evidence, he could not gain any advantage. However, it was not difficult to deal with Lin Fei. As long as he was not there, he could completely destroy the Divine Sword School's influence in the St. Hall. Holy Sword School's headquarters. The people from the Sacred Hall broke in for no reason. We want to see Lin Fei. Tell him to scram out here. Long Shi was one of Long Outyen's confidants. Master Void and the others already knew that Lin Fei's main body was not here. Once someone came, they had to delay them. Your Sacred Hall is really bold. Do you want to violate the rules of the St. Hall? Long Shi also knew that this was not the right way, but it was the only way. He let out a cold snort. Go talk to our Holy Lord about the rules. Tell him to tell Lin Fei to scram out, or else I'll go in myself. He looked like he was about to make a move. Master Void was furious. If you want to see our leader, you have to ask me first. He also looked like he was about to make a move. Senior brother, why are you fighting with him? Just at this moment, the black-robed Lin Fei walked out and looked at Long Shi with a profound gaze. Hundreds of Lin Feis appeared before him, and a whirlpool appeared. Soul sustenance, soul vortex. A mere illusion. Watch me break it, rising dragon fist. Long Shi let out a roar and turned into a dragon. He destroyed the whirlpools before him one by one, and everything returned to normal. Lin Fei coldly snorted and said, "What a good rising dragon fist! Your Sacred Hall broke into my Holy Sword sect's territory in the middle of the night. Do you really think there is no one in my Holy Sword sect?" Long Shi was sure that the Lin Fei before him was the real Lin Fei. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been forced to use the rising dragon fist just because of a single soul vortex. Lin Fei, I'm warning you. Don't think that because of the Holy War, the Sacred Hall won't dare to touch you. Long Shi threatened. In our eyes, dealing with you is just a matter of words. You better stay put. After throwing out these ruthless words, Long Shi turned around and left. The test was done. It wasn't Lin Fei who did it. Leader, letting them go like this is too easy on them. Master Void deliberately said angrily. The black-robed Lin Fei walked back with a sullen expression. Master Void and the others were also shocked. When Lin Fei said that he would leave behind a clone, Master Void was worried that there would be a flaw. He didn't expect the clone to be so strong and act exactly the same as the original body. If it wasn't for the fact that Master Void knew ahead of time, he really might have thought that this was Lin Fei's original body. The scene of the sacred hall breaking into the Holy Sword sect and Long Shi and Lin Fei fighting was naturally seen by some people. The sacred lord is wise. That Lin Fei is indeed mysterious. I thought he would personally act. Butler 5 was very surprised. I didn't expect him to quietly destroy the deal arranged by Long Outyen. If Lin Fei can't even do such a small thing, then there is no need to cooperate with us. The young master in white seemed to have already guessed it. In the future, leave this kind of thing to Lin Fei. Yes. Lin Fei returned half an hour after Long Shi left. Fortunately, I left behind a clone and used a soul vortex to force the other party to reveal his true strength. Otherwise, he really would have been found out. After returning, Lin Fei knew what had happened. In truth, when he left, Lin Fei had left it just in case. He didn't expect it to really be used. Once he was suspected, the arrogant Long Outyen would definitely make a move. Senior brother, I'm going down soon. I still need you to look after the Holy Sword sect. Lin Fei invited Master Void and the others over. I shouldn't be able to come back for a while. This matter was very complicated. Empires were different from other dynasties. They needed a certain amount of time, and 1 year was necessary. Junior brother, you can rest assured. We have been here for so many years, but you have to be especially careful outside. Master Void reminded him. The Holy Palace, and the Holy Blade all have great influence outside. You can't underestimate them. Lin Fei nodded. I know. I'll be cautious in the Holy Palace, but outside I'll be like a fish in the ocean. I'll definitely make them regret it. The Holy Palace didn't dare to make a move, and Lin Fei had been enduring. Outside it would be different. Even if he killed them, he wouldn't have to worry. These are the spoils of war we obtained today. I'll give all of the cultivation resources to you. I presume you won't have to worry about cultivation resources for a while. Although Beigong Qianshan had taken half of the benefits, there was still a large amount left. Junior brother, you can keep these. After all, you need to accumulate and cultivate. Master Void and the others felt embarrassed. Lin Fei smiled and said, It's better if you guys use them. These are just a drop in the bucket for me. They are of no use to me. Ever since he learned the heaven and earth furnace, true essence crystals weren't very useful. He had to kill powerful cultivators. And after that, true essence crystals became useless. It would be a pity to throw them away, so it was better to give them to Master Void and the others to manage the overall strength of the Holy Sword sect. Master Void and the others all knew that their junior brother was filled with mysteries. Even they were shocked by his strength. They speculated that Lin Fei needed a large amount of accumulation to cultivate a powerful cultivation method, so he didn't care about true essence crystals. In fact, Lin Fei indeed didn't care about true essence crystals. Chapter 522. P.S. Thanks to Liang Digital for the tip. Lin Fei stayed in the Templar Hall for 3 more days, and at the same time, he decided on his next destination. The empire where the Tenjin Temple was located, the Mighty God Empire. Lin Fei had won first place in the ranking competition, so he could choose any empire he wanted. After choosing the empire, Lin Fei became the supervising messenger of the Templar Hall, supervising the empire's every move. Many people were envious and jealous. After everything was settled, Lin Fei boarded the Templar Hall's warship and headed to the Mighty God Empire. The Mighty God Empire was far to the east. Even with the warship, it would take at least half a month to reach. Lin Fei was not in a hurry. He had endured for more than a decade, so there was no need to worry about half a month. Instead, he trained his state of mind to pass the time. Half a month later, before they reached the mighty God Empire, Lin Fei ordered the warship to stop. "Supervisor Lin, you want to go there alone?" Lin Fei said lightly, "Do you have a problem with that?" As the supervising messenger of the Templar Hall, there would be a Templar law enforcement team to assist him. As the team leader, Jiang Feng did not dare to contradict him. He shook his head and said, "You misunderstand, Supervisor Lin. We're just worried." "Worried about what?" "Worried that someone will attack the supervising messenger. That's why I want you to go there first." Lin Fei said, "That way I can understand the mighty God Empire better." "Yes, sir." Jiang Feng replied. The Templar Hall's warship started moving again. Lin Fei, the supervising messenger, was not on board. Team Leader Jiang, Supervisor Lin is not on board. "How are we going to deal with him?" one of his men asked. "We reject all visitors," Jiang Feng said, "and you guys don't spread the news. If Supervisor Lin gets angry, even I can't protect you." They knew very well that Lin Fei had offended the sacred palace and the divine temple. "I will go down and warn them immediately." "Supervisor Lin, what are you trying to do?" Jiang Feng was puzzled. Lin Fei stepped into the void, and his speed was not slow as he headed toward the mighty God Empire. "The sacred palace and the divine temple will not let me complete the mission easily. They will definitely cause trouble for me in secret." Lin Fei's heart was as clear as snow. Now that I'm in the dark and they're in the light, it's obvious who's helping whom. Rebirth technique. The muscles all over Lin Fei's body began to squirm, and his appearance changed from the inside out. He changed from a youthful appearance to an ordinary person, exactly the appearance he had when he was on Earth. No one can tell now. Others would not be able to cultivate the mortal body rebirth technique to great perfection, especially in terms of spiritual sense. Lin Fei could easily change his spiritual sense, causing his aura to be exactly the same. Anyone who saw him would think that he was a different person. After changing his appearance, his strength did not change. As long as he did not unleash his true battle prowess, no one would know how powerful he was. Lin Fei was very satisfied with the changes he had made. He could now appear in the godly Might Empire without worrying about being monitored. He had truly changed from being out in the open to hiding in the dark. The mighty God Empire. Ever since the mighty God Empire had been promoted to the mighty God Empire, the whole force had been expanding, and many super empires had appeared under its rule. As the rank increased, so did the territory. At the same time, the super empires had also begun to be managed by the empire. Although the mighty God Empire had been promoted to an empire for a few years, there were still many internal forces that could not be suppressed in a short period of time. Empires are different from super empires. Lin Fei walked alone, and now he was standing in front of the mighty God Empire. The mighty God Empire had a vast area, and it controlled large and small empires, as well as super empires. It was a top force on the continent, and it was a giant that could shake the world with a stomp of its feet. After paying the entrance fee, Lin Fei walked into the imperial capital. The imperial capital of the mighty God Empire was huge, and it was no smaller than the divine temple. It was boundless, and one could not see the end of it at a glance. Even if one's spiritual sense had reached the celestial immortal level, they would not be able to see through it. "Let me find a place to settle down first." Lin Fei was not in a hurry. It was not that easy to be a supervising envoy. Ever since he left the divine temple, Lin Fei had received news from the Holy War. The forces of the mighty God Empire, where the sacred palace and the divine temple were located, were getting restless. He found an inn and settled down. In the next few days, Lin Fei left early and returned late, collecting all the information he could about the Tenjin Temple. After the god of Heaven Mountain became the Tenjin Temple, the information was also tightly sealed. In these few days, the information that Lin Fei collected were all unimportant. He could not even find out the more confidential information. The Tenjin Temple, the sacred palace of the mighty god empire, was completely shrouded in a mysterious veil, and no one could see through the inside story. It's not good if I can't figure out the situation in the Tenjin Temple. The Tenjin Temple was overseen by a powerful rogue immortal, so Lin Fei did not dare to go to the Tenjin Temple. However, he did not know why, but he was looking forward to going to the Tenjin Temple. He wanted to use his strength to tell the arrogant Lin Jiqing that he was here, and he wanted to be his woman. Damn it! I can't get any information from the outside. I will go to the Tenjin Temple myself. Once Lin Fei had made up his mind, no one could change it. The Tenjin Temple was located in the south of the mighty god empire, and it controlled a territory that spanned hundreds of millions of miles. This area was called the Sacred Palace Restricted Area, and there were frequent patrols of the Tenjin Temple. Lin Fei used stealth and hid in the void, looking for a suitable target. From the information he collected, the core of the Tenjin Temple was located on the god of Heaven Mountain. That area was classified as a restricted area. Other than the core disciples of the Tenjin Temple, no one else could enter. Anyone who entered would be killed without mercy. Lin Fei's target was the god of Heaven Mountain, and he did not care about other places. Someone is back. With his powerful divine sense, Lin Fei sensed that someone was flying back from the outside. For a million miles away, a few male and female disciples were returning to the Tenjin Temple. Senior brother is so powerful. Fortunately, Senior brother arrived in time. Otherwise, we would be in trouble. A white-clothed girl was full of admiration. The berserk lion beast has the strength of the initial stage of the Emperor realm. Senior brother killed it in a few moves. His combat strength is probably at the peak of the initial stage of the Emperor realm, right? A few men and women were surrounding a red-clothed man, saying something. Senior brother's strength is barely at the vanguard of the initial stage of the Emperor realm. The red-clothed young master was humble, but his face was still showing pride. In the future, when you go out to train, you must be careful. Senior brother can save you this time, but it might not be the same next time. Lin Fei saw everything. It seems that he is a core disciple and is qualified to go to the god of Heaven Mountain. I will choose him. His realm is also the same as mine. The distance of millions of miles was crossed by Lin Fei in an instant. With a single hypnosis, he hypnotized all of them. Then he kept the red-clothed young master and changed into his appearance. Within a few breaths, he returned to normal. Senior brother, did someone appear just now? The red-clothed girl was puzzled. Lin Fei said seriously, "Don't be so suspicious. Your spirit force is not strong enough. Go back and train your spirit force." Outside the Tenjin Temple, Lin Fei took out his token. After confirming its authenticity, he was allowed to enter the Tenjin Temple. After arriving at the Tenjin Temple, his junior brothers and sisters took the initiative to leave. They weren't qualified to go to the god of Heaven Mountain. Fortunately, they can't go to the god of Heaven Mountain. Otherwise, they would be exposed. Lin Fei used the mortal body rebirth technique to simulate the other party's lack of memory. Lin Fei wasn't worried. He planned to take one step at a time. On the god of Heaven Mountain, there were many tall buildings, forming the shape of a pyramid. They kept going up, tall, magnificent, and majestic. Lin Fei strolled around the god of Heaven Mountain. He wasn't in a hurry. "Xiao Quan." Lin Fei casually walked around and observed the situation on the god of Heaven Mountain. A person caught up from behind and placed a hand on Lin Fei's shoulder. Fortunately, Lin Fei reacted in time. Otherwise, the other party would have been sent flying and would have suffered serious injuries. Courting death. Lin Fei put on a stern expression. "Don't you know that you will be frightened to death by scaring others?" "Xiao Quan, when did you become humorous? Don't tell me you have hooked up with a girl outside? The person who came had a full beard. No matter how one looked at him, he was an uncle. Lin Fei was really depressed. He just casually walked around and encountered a friend of this person. I am so handsome. Why would I need to hook up with a girl? Lin Fei had a look of disdain. You are the one who has trouble hooking up with girls. You look like an uncle. After exchanging a few words, Lin Fei dug out the name of the other party. The other party didn't suspect that the Xiao Quan in front of him was a fake. It's rare for you to come back. Let me treat you to a drink. Lin Fei couldn't refuse and could only follow along to drink. He might be able to find out some information about Lin Jiqing. Moreover, he didn't need to worry about being suspected. The two of them went to a big restaurant and chose a table by the window. Waiter, bring me an earth-class wine. Lin Fei casually ordered a pot of good wine. Please wait for a moment, sir. It will be served soon. Yo, did you gain a lot from your training this time? Wu Ziming joked. You usually drink human-class wine. Lin Fei chuckled. I went out for so long and didn't bring any good wine with me. Since I finally came back, I have to reward myself. What he said was very reasonable. The profound ancestor realm waiter quickly brought over a pot of earth-class wine. The two of them drank a cup first. After drinking for 30 minutes, they started to talk about everything under the sun. Rumble! Suddenly, a black warship appeared in the sky. Lin Fei couldn't help feeling surprised from the immense pressure it gave off. Damn, it's those guys from the Empire of Darkness again. Wu Ziming was very unhappy. Lin Fei asked tentatively, Empire of Darkness? I remember that they didn't show up when I left. Wu Ziming snorted. They just came half a year ago. They are a bunch of annoying guys. To be honest, all the senior and junior brothers in Tenjin Temple are very unhappy with the people from the Empire of Darkness. Why did they marry our saintess? The saintess of our Tenjin Temple should be married by our senior brothers. I really don't know what the higher-ups are doing. Lin Fei was really worried that he would say something wrong and it would be hard to explain. Fortunately, he guessed correctly. The saintess is going to get married? An unnoticeable look flashed across Lin Fei's eyes. Chapter 5:23. P.S. Thank you for the tip from Mistress Smuggler. The god of Heaven Mountain was filled with huge palaces. Every palace had a different style and was different from each other. Saintess Palace. It was one of the forbidden areas of the god of Heaven Mountain. On the surface of the azure lake, the water was sparkling, reflecting traces of light. The red-crowned cranes and spirit beasts were leisurely looking for food. At this moment, a white figure landed on the side of the lake. Her gaze fell on the black-clothed lady who was standing in the middle of a group of spirit beasts. It seemed like she didn't want to disturb the rare tranquility. Little Shui, when did your temperament become so quiet? Senior Martial Sister, it's not that I don't want to disturb you. Shen Shui said carefully. The black-clothed lady's tone was calm. This doesn't suit your temperament. If you have something to say, just say it. You are not someone who can hide your thoughts. Shen Shui stuck out her tongue. Senior Martial Sister, the people from the Empire of Darkness are here again. The black-clothed lady's face was as calm as still water. With spirit beasts circling around her, she looked happy and content. Tell the people outside that in my last days, I won't meet anyone. Senior Martial Sister's self-restraint is getting better and better. Shen Shui thought to herself. You don't have the slightest fluctuation of your aura. Senior Martial Sister's strength has reached another level. I will go and reject them right now. Shen Shui said hurriedly. The black-clothed lady was Lin Jiqing. Just like 10 years ago, the only difference was that she had completely concealed her aura of a favored child. Every move she made was filled with a sense of casualness. Her spirit cultivation had reached an extremely profound level. Lin Jiqing walked gracefully and looked at the azure lake. Unknowingly, the image of him appeared in front of her. 10 years have passed. I wonder how he is now. Is he as confident as he was in the past? Lin Jiqing recalled the scene in the past and the unyielding young man. Jiqing, the strength of your state of mind has reached another level. There was a ripple in the void. A white-clothed lady walked out from beside Lin Jiqing. Disciple greets master. The white-clothed lady had a smile on her face. Do you hate me for betrothing you to the young master of the Empire of Darkness? I've never had such a thought. Lin Jiqing said faintly, If master hadn't brought me back that year, I'm afraid I would have starved to death outside, and I wouldn't have achieved what I have today. It's all because master has nurtured me. The white-robed woman sighed. Master has let you down in this matter. When has master ever let me down? Lin Jiqing asked. Our Tenjin Temple is the holy palace of the mighty god empire in name, enjoying the limelight of tens of thousands of people. However, in reality, the mighty god empire is always trying to control our Tenjin Temple. The beautiful woman in white said, The alliance between the Tenjin Temple and the Empire of Darkness can only depend on you. Only when your mysterious Yin body meets the innate Yang body can you fully awaken your bloodline and break into the fairy immortal realm. The Tenjin Temple was short of a celestial immortal who could deter all forces. Lin Jiqing sealed the deep memories again. I won't let you down, master. The saintess is going to marry someone else. Lin Fei almost flew into a rage. F***CK. How dare my woman meddle in this matter? Wu Ziming looked at Lin Fei with a strange expression. Xiao Quan, why do I feel that you're different today? It's just the saintess marrying someone else. Why are you so angry? Lin Fei's face darkened. He poured himself a glass of wine and drank it in one gulp. His face darkened. How can I be different? You don't know that senior sister Lin is my goddess. How can I not be angry when my goddess is going to marry someone else? Why don't you try it? I can't wait to go up and kill that guy. Wu Ziming suddenly understood. F***CK, who said I'm not angry. What can we do? We can only watch. He grabbed the glass and drank it in one gulp. Lin Fei poured a glass of wine for Wu Ziming and himself. Do you know the background of the eldest young master of the Empire of Darkness? The first heir of the Empire of Darkness. Don't you think he's awesome? It is said that he has an innate original body. He's a very scary figure. He has killed many individual immortals. Our senior brother of the Tenjin Temple suspects that his strength has reached the level of a three-tribulation individual immortal. A three-tribulation individual immortal is really awesome. Lin Fei had to admit that the eldest young master of the Empire of Darkness had a powerful background and strength. A three-tribulation individual immortal was very awesome. Wu Ziming suddenly said. However, our senior sister Lin is not inferior to him either. Her strength seems to have reached the level of a three-tribulation individual immortal. Our senior sister Lin has an innate original body. The mysterious Yin cold chi that she exerts can only be resisted by someone with an innate original body. Lin Fei's strength was only about three-tribulation individual immortal. He didn't expect that he would meet two real geniuses in this place. The eldest young master of the Empire of Darkness had lots of resources and experience in cultivation. It was normal for him to have such strength. However, Lin Jiqing's strength had improved by leaps and bounds. Lin Fei didn't expect that she was so talented. If Lin Fei hadn't obtained several opportunities, he would have been left in the dust. When will the eldest young master of the Empire of Darkness marry senior sister Lin? Lin Fei asked Wu Ziming. 1 month from today. It's said to be an auspicious day. At that time, all the forces will gather. Wu Ziming said casually, Don't mention this. It's annoying. Let's drink and have a good time. 1 month. If I'm lucky, I should be able to advance to the Emperor stage. Lin Fei calculated the time and said, If I don't kill you at that time, I'm not Lin Fei. Lin Fei was full of anger. Lin Jiqing was Lin Fei's first woman in the Xintian continent. Although she had been the one who had forced him to do so, he had a very strange feeling towards his first woman. On the one hand, he wanted to prove himself. On the other hand, he wanted to prove to himself that the fellow who had been so weak that he couldn't even withstand a single blow was now no weaker than him. Now, someone was trying to steal his woman. How could Lin Fei not be angry? As for the eldest young master of the Empire of Darkness, he had been put on the death list. Lin Fei was a very petty man, especially when it came to women. Even if the opponent had a powerful background, Lin Fei still wanted to kill him. This guy, if you can't drink, don't drink so much. Lin Fei came out of the restaurant, threw Wu Ziming into an inn, and went out alone. I wanted to see Lin Jiqing, but I'm afraid it's not going to be easy now. I won't go see her for now. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. I'll raise my level first. After deciding, Lin Fei came down from the god of Heaven Mountain and raised his level. The supervisory envoy doesn't want to see him? What's going on? Did something happen to the supervising envoy? What does the supervisory envoy want? Supervisory envoy Lin is so arrogant. Even the Saint Hall elders don't dare to see us. When the Saint Hall appeared in the Saint Hall branch, many powers wanted to befriend the supervisory envoy. But who would have thought that they would receive such a message? The supervisory envoy didn't want to see anyone. What did this mean? It was completely out of their expectations. Nobody knew what this meant. But one thing was clear, it wasn't a good sign. The imperial capital, in a large back garden, a few people were sitting together, drinking tea. We haven't even started to show off our power to the supervisory envoy, but he's already showing off his power to us. Newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. He's the supervisory envoy after all. It's normal for him to show off his power. The people who gathered together all had disapproving smiles on their faces. From their tone, it was obvious that they didn't take Lin Fei seriously. In fact, they really didn't take this supervisory envoy seriously. They were all old powers in the imperial capital with great influence. Even if they joined forces, they wouldn't care about the supervisory envoy. Similarly, these powers all had collaborators behind the scenes. Young Master Long asked us to suppress Lin Fei's development in the imperial capital. Can we hold a feast at Hongmen and completely suppress supervisory envoy Lin Fei? The person who spoke was Wang Sheng, the leader of the Wang family. At the mention of young Master Long, the faces of the people present were filled with fear. A feast at Hongmen is a must. The leader of the Li family nodded in agreement. Let's send him an invitation. Let's see if he shows up. Captain Jiang, when will Supervisor Lin return? We can't hold on much longer. It had been almost half a month since the Templar enforcement team arrived in the godly Might Empire. From the first day onwards, there were forces sending invitations every day, inviting Lin Fei to be a guest. Then came the Imperial Palace and other forces. However, Supervisor Lin didn't seem interested. He didn't agree to any of the forces. This had been going on for almost half a month. Everyone was surprised. At the same time, they felt that Lin Fei was being too arrogant. He was not taking them seriously at all. Before Supervisor Lin arrived, many forces began to feel disgusted. All kinds of gossip circulated in the streets and alleys. After asking around, all of them were negative. Things like Supervisor Lin looked down on them. Supervisor Lin had high standards and a bad temper. All kinds of gossip kept spreading, and Lin Fei was completely tarnished. Surprisingly, the Templar branch kept quiet about this kind of tarnishing. Because of this, the crowd was even more shocked. No one could guess what exactly Lin Fei was doing. To the people of the Templar branch, the pressure was undoubtedly huge. Jiang Feng was also confused. Who allowed you to say bad things about Supervisor Lin? Tell the brothers to be careful. If anyone leaks this out, you'll be the ones to suffer. From the moment they arrived at the Templar branch, they immediately closed the door and refused to see any guests. Jiang Feng directly marked the accommodation as a forbidden area, and no one was allowed to enter. Captain Jiang, I'm just curious, the subordinate said. The brothers below are just not used to it, Jiang Feng said. Just bear with it, and it'll be over. As long as you do this well, Sir will definitely trust you. So you can't mess this up. Jiang Feng was undoubtedly the most worried that Lin Fei hadn't returned. He was afraid that something might have happened, but he didn't dare to secretly send people to investigate in case someone found out.